Going in now. You should be on.
Live and direct. Oh, you getting shot, boy. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Let me just bring the view
Shot,
down a little bit.
boy. We're still underwater. That's how we do. Aquarius, you know what I mean? I got to have some water around. What's going on, mother lovers? Oh, who's that behind me? Oh, yeah. Sharkman X. Yo, what's going on, mother lovers? We are back up in this bitch for all you bitches and bitchettes. You know what I mean? We don't discriminate. See, for everyone. Bitches, bitchettes, whoever wants to be. This is some shit you might not never know nothing about. We're back again. This time on a Thursday, because last night, you know what I mean? Man was a bit busy. We'll get into that. But I want to shout out everybody in the chat room so far. Big up to yourselves. Yama, what's going on, mother lovers? Craig RS, shout out to Technology. Oh, Technology, what's going on, brother? Mr. Green, what's good, bruv? Yeah, it's good to see people up in here already. Ah, man. My brother D, Dan DNA, a.k.a. Dandruff. My a.k.a. is Scream for Cream. But not today, though, mother lovers, not today. Yeah, I make sure I cream my elbows so much, man. People think I got lip balm. Nah, man, this is elbow balm, bruv. This is for my elbows. They try to get them ashy elbows. What's going on, people, man? You feeling good? Yeah, I'm feeling good, mate. I'm feeling good. Let us know what you're blazing out there, because I know there's a few of you out there that like to indulge, and we got to know what flavors are out there, what people are getting themselves lifted on. Do you know what I mean? Hold on, let me get myself in shot properly. Thursday instead of a Wednesday. Do you know why? I finally got to do it, D.
What?
Finally got my rocks off. Oh, it felt good, bruv. It felt good. I managed to get on a stage, actually perform to a crowd. I can't believe I have to say it like that, like it's a big thing.
Yeah.
How fucked up is this shit? I got to talk like it's, oh man, I managed to do this thing that I normally do all the time.
Finally. How was 16 months?
Well, for me, it was 19 months, because I hadn't performed since 02 with like Pete Tong and all that with the orchestra. That was my last gig. So, you know, even if that was that's how I felt. I was like, I got to that point, you know, when you that, I was like, yo, even if that's my last gig, I'm glad that I got to do it. I got to do it in front of 20,000 people.
It's like a computer game. Like that was, you reached with the Pete Tong thing. Yeah. That's like you finished the game. Now you've got to start again, but this time with masks on.
This time with everyone sitting down. Like
that's like they've turned up the like hardness level. It's gone up like a bit more. It's a bit harder now. No one's dancing. Everyone's wearing masks.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you thought you was having fun. Okay, let's see how you could do now. The next stage, mother lover.
You think you can rock a crowd? Try rocking this crowd.
Try rocking this crowd that's suffocating themselves. Yeah.
Don't say anything.
Yeah. No, it was funny though, man. Like there was, it wasn't packed out in there. It was in 229, and obviously because of the whole situation, they couldn't like jam it out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a decent enough crowd, size-wise and noise-wise, that the energy was there, and it just felt like everyone was glad to be back doing the thing. With security was happy to just be screwing people down. You know what I mean? Thinking, should they search them? They've got to wear masks. It's fucked up for the security and bar staff. Bar staff were like, yo, what do you want to drink? 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 You know what I mean? They're walking around. They're like, yo, do you want to drink? Like, you know what I mean? Trying to get orders from people.
What cocktails you like?
Yeah. And the crowd, you could tell the crowd were just happy to be out. Finally hearing it. And it was with the Herbalizer. So, you're hearing like quality funk, hip hop. Like in terms of when they're playing, the horns.
What were they doing? Was it like a live band thing or something?
Yeah. So it's a live band. So the Herbalizer is like the producers are Jake Werry and Ollie T, but they've been around for years doing stuff, and they're massive as well. Like in Europe, especially France, for some reason they got a really big following in France. And I think one of the first gigs I got to do with them was in France. And I can't remember, was I there already? Or I might have had to fly over and meet them or something. But it was at a jazz festival, like really big tent and whatnot. And man, the crowd were crazy as well. And it was good because it was a thing of like, I haven't really got to rehearse with them. It was more like we get there, and I think I did a rehearsal with them there. And is a case of like, just let me know how many bars on what tune and, you know, that sort of thing. And then I'll just work out what I do on each beat. And so because it, you know, more or less nailed it all the way, I think left an impression. And then I managed to get away with them to La Reunion Island, which is like in between South Africa and Madagascar. It's like a little island there, banging. I'm pretty sure it's there, or it might be on the other, like 4 hours on the other side. I might have messed up there, but yeah. So I did a gig there, and that was really good as well. And then, so yeah, for this, I was lucky, man. Last week we weren't on, so I apologize to the people that might have wanted to see us last week, but I had to go away on a little break, you know what I mean, with the fam, get some of that sunshine, have a little holiday. You know, because holidays don't mean you necessarily have to get on a plane. I don't understand why people think that, but anyway, you know what I mean? It's strange, man. So, yeah, that's why we went here. But so Jake had hit me up. Jake is one of the, he's one like the band leader. He hit me up and said, "Oh, we got a gig on the Wednesday." I'd already been like, "Yo, D, you know how much I've been waiting to bust my nuts on stage, man." So we couldn't do the. But then it ended up, I was going away, and that's the reason I told you we couldn't do the show. But then Jake hit me up, "Yo, we got a gig on Wednesday," and I was like, "Man, I can't go, bro. I'm off. I'm not even going to be here." And so I was a bit gutted about that because I obviously really looking forward to it. But then he hit me up about and said, "Oh, we've postponed it. It's on this Wednesday now." I was like, "Bruv." That's what I said to you, bro.
Right.
Yeah, there's a gig on. And so then he said Tuesday. He'd be like, "Yeah, Tuesday, we got to do the rehearsal." I was like, "Right, okay, it's on. Let's do this then." Did a rehearsal, and it was cool, man. And then yesterday, got in there. Man, it felt good, bruv. It's crazy. You don't realize how much you miss something, you know, until it's gone, until there's no... And that's what this felt like. I honestly felt like, boy, I don't know if people even want to go out again, the way that everyone's going on. Like,
to bring a tear to your eye.
Not yet.
Did you have a little cry backstage? No.
Nah, I felt the emotion, but it wasn't like it was joy, man. It was just like, yo, you
tears
know,
of joy.
If I would have cried, it would have been tears. Hold on a minute. I can hear that side of my eye. Wait. It was. You know when you're gonna cry and you go, like, you're a little angry with yourself, like, the fuck, man. Why do people get angry when they're about to cry, man? Like, fuck, man.
No one wants to cry. There's a lot of trouble. Crying's a lot of trouble. You got to get tissues. You got to water everywhere. All your clothes get all salty. It's just, you know. So yeah, it's a lot of trouble. You get angry.
That's when
like,
you get ashy.
Yeah.
People worried about getting ashy.
Yeah, you lose water. You got to have a drink afterwards. Mascara. Yeah.
All your makeup in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people shouldn't get too angry about. You know, crying. You need to. It's a chemical.
Imbalance.
Yeah.
It's chemical imbalance if men cry.
Well, no, but the thing is, what it is, you scrunch up, you like, you know, all these emotions, and this is the product of that. This is the detox. We were talking about that before. This is the detox, you know, and you don't even think about it. Imagine that.
No.
It's a bit mad. Anyway, yeah. So what else happened? I went to the march on the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Saturday, I went to the Freedom March. You know what I mean? Had to go there and represent because I missed everything that's happened so far. And I was really trying to work out, like, what the fuck are these people doing there to be so safe, where every time there's a big, massive march, and we've been hearing about in the millions now, there's never no crazy spike all of a sudden. Like, how does that work? So I wanted to find out. I thought, Larry, let me go through the test. Let me see how this works. Like, how do these people stay so safe? Anyway, got there, and man, shout out to my brother Jay Reagantology. He came with me. And it was good to be around so many like-minded people. I was quite surprised at the different groups of people that you'd see, but it was a good surprise. It felt like, see, this is how it should be. Like everyone knows there's nothing to be scared about. Fear, that's the currency that they've got to control a lot of people. And until we start to realize that, I mean, that's not the only, we were talking about it earlier as well. There's so many different ways that they got people in a state of either fear or anger or, you know, some form of way to keep us distracted from what the real problem is and what the real problems are. That, you know what I mean? It's messy, man. So it was good to be down there. I missed the speeches, but we went for a little march and that. And then what we saw, which was quite interesting, remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking about how this whole bill, there's an image from this lady brought this beautiful piece of art, really, when you look at it. Piece of reality there. You know what I mean? There was a lot of people with different banners and whatnot. I'm gonna, I got them on my camera, so I'm gonna have to dump them off and then sort them out so we can show a few of them. What was I saying? Did the marches, and yeah, I think it's important. Like, the thing about marches and protests and whatnot, I don't really know if they do a whole lot, if I'm really, really honest. But I think it's important for like-minded people, especially in this situation we're in, like I talk about, is, you know, I've actually spoke to about 3 different people this week already, and they've said that, you know, they're finding it quite hard at times, and it's hard to find people to actually, you can talk freely about all of this stuff that's going on and how you feel about it, and at the same, you know, it's kind of messing with them. And I think that's actually a tool in itself that they've got, is keeping us sort of separate, so we all might feel a bit paranoid about even talking to someone honestly about how we feel about what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's a perpetual state of, you know, turning into, you're going to be a hermit, you don't want to go out, you don't want to speak to no one. What happens then? Do you know what I mean? Unless you like if you like it like that, it's cool. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that are more sociable, especially in the cities and that, you know, they're struggling right now, man. But
yeah, worst sci-fi ever is that, like, you end up in a world where you got to go, all you can do is go to work and wear a mask all the time. And everything's made of plastic crap.
And you shouldn't talk to anyone. You should keep 2 meters away from anyone.
Don't even talk about anything to anyone. Just talk about COVID all the time.
We'll talk about jabs and death.
Yeah.
That'll keep you happy. See, old technology, he knows, cream them elbows. You got to keep the elbows clean, or creamed, I should say. Clean and creamed. You know what I mean? If you're of a certain, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Del Strakes. Strakers in the building. Yeah, this is looking good. So we got a special guest today.
Do you want to quickly do gigs first?
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. I'll shout out some gigs. So there's another one that's coming. All right, so what we got now? I think 8th, August 8th is the first one.
August 8th, hang on. Sorry.
And that's going to be with my brother DJ Locke down at Metro Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got that one. Yeah, there you go.
Metro Fest for all you mother lovers.
Oh, this is Fat Joe, Blackstreet, Eve.
Yeah.
Maya.
Bobby V. Don't forget Bobby V, bro. How can you forget Bobby V, D? How can you? John B. Come on. Yo, Fat Man Scoop.
They got to be the organisers.
Bars.
Sure.
You want to hear bars from Fat Man Scoop, bro. Yeah. Tony Touch. I'm looking forward to see Tony Touch. I ain't seen him in a while as well. We've done a few gigs. And his cousin Mike, man. Shout out to Mike. Was it Money Mike, man? He's a joker. And then you got Skinny Man. You got the Hip Hop Karaoke. DJ 279. Shout out to DJ 279. I had a good chat with him a few days ago. And I was kind of hoping we could get him on the show. But he's saying he'd rather do it another time. You know what I mean? It's all good. He doesn't want me to ask him about, you know, the beefs. I was like, bro, I'm not going to ask you no beefs with certain DJs, man. I want to talk about this. But I might just slip it in there, though. You know what I mean? Just to find out. But nah. So, yeah, hopefully we can get him on anyway in a few months' time, man. Because it would be really good to have a chat with 279 about the scene. And obviously he's been there from day one.
Getting the history would be good, wouldn't it? You know,
stories,
old
exactly.
stories from the past and all that. Yeah,
exactly that, man. And then you got Uncle Juju. So tickets are still available, and you can get them from the metrofest.com, mother lovers. That's the 8th of August. I believe that's a Sunday. It should be a sunny day for real. So come down if you can, man. Yeah, man. Your ma saying, agreed, Dan. Worst sci-fi ever. It is. It's ridiculous. It's one of them, when you say like sci-fi as well, if there was a film like this with all of this going on, you'd be like, Rav, why have they done so much? Like, why is this doesn't make sense and this doesn't make sense? Like, what the hell is going on here? Do you know what I mean? But this is what makes it so messed up. Is this reality is actually happening in front of us? I shouldn't even say reality. It's just their fiction that they're.
You'd say that's not a hoverboard. It's got wheels. They call them hoverboards. We've got hoverboards now. No, it's got wheels on it. It's
crazy,
not a hoverboard.
Man.
So it's everything about it's shit. Everything about it's not a good sci-fi.
Big up Gleam. Shout to Saya. Yo. Shout to the chat room, man. You lot keep us going for real. It's good to see people up in here. What else we got then? The next one is no. The next one will actually be in. I haven't got the flyer for this one yet because it's another sort of last minute one. But shout to my Bristol crew. Where is it? On August the 12th, we're gonna be down at what's it called? Hybrid. Yeah. It's called
Bristol.
It's called the Lost Horizon. Yeah, the show is called the Lost Horizon Show, and this is going to be like a VR/real life event, hybrid venue in Bristol, part of the Shangri-La Glastonbury Festival team. You know what I mean? See the synchronicity. Glastonbury Festival, our guest that's coming in, our guest of all. I was going to say something about grabbing on my testicles, but I just felt it was inappropriate. So anyway. The performance is going to be live. Me and my brother, DJ Lock, are going to be down there. I'm not sure who else, but I'm going to get some more info and hopefully we can shout that out on the next show. We'll be back on Wednesdays with that. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. So keep your eyes peeled, follow me, and I'll let you know exactly how you can get down if you're in Bristol at all to come through for that. That's August 12th. I think that's a Thursday. I think it is. I think it is. And then after that, September, dun, dun, dun. September's like but is September really?
Yeah, September's like, winter's coming soon. Have to lock everyone down again. This is our 3 months. It's called free. This is the 3 months. They're going to be known as the 3 months. These 3 months, they're going to be known FREE.
3 months. Wow.
The 3 months of the year.
Jeez, that needs a bomb, but you know what I mean? That's a shit bomb still.
The 3 months of the year.
Shit bomb.
Between. So that's going to be August, June, July, August are going to be our 3 months.
June, July, August.
Because they always go out June the 21st. That's the time when you bring them out. Solstice day. You bring them out in the solstice.
And then getting back
Rebirth, and then getting back in for the
equinox.
Yeah, the equinox.
Fucking hell, they fuck with us, boy.
Yeah, they do.
I had some before. He was like, "Oh, why would they use?" What did he say? Something about why would they use, like the equinoxes and solstices? Why would they do that? What's the point in that? And I was like, boy, bruv. Why do we even know what an equinox is? Like, why do you think there's something significant to it? Like, why do you always hear about sundials and like you think there's nothing to do with anything to do? Jeez, man. And the thing is, we don't know, but for some reason they keep picking these dates. So there's something there. Yeah. So at least notice that for fuck's sake. Shout to Gleam. I know Gleam knows what I'm on about. For real, I know Gleam knows what I'm talking about. So anyway, September, this is going to be September the 3rd, is it? September the 3rd is going to be a thing called Born Lippy. I like the name, Born Lippy. It's at a festival. I can't read that properly, D, sorry.
It's
hold on, let me...
Dingledell stage.
That's it.
At Lindisfarne Festival, Bill Farm, Berwick. So that's right up on the north coast, just before you get to Scotland.
Scotland. So you're on Ma. If you can make it like. See, I've been practicing. What you reckon? That was.
Yeah.
If you can make it like.
Yeah. You'll get on fire in Berwick.
I blended in it. Yeah, you'll be good, man. You'll be good, Scots. Yeah. Yeah, man. So if any of you lot can make it, you know what I mean, come through, because you know how we do when it gets live, boy. And trust, because I ain't been live for a minute. Woo. It's going to be a lot of energy. I tell you that right damn now. Yes, and so moving on, we've got a special guest today. Hold on, let me get my thing up. Right, yeah, we got a special guest today. You know what I mean? It's going to be an interesting talk. So we're going to talk about some shit you might not never know nothing about. Put it that way. Because this is how we like to roll up here. Speaking of roll up, what you lot blazing out there, man? You lot being quiet about... Don't worry, man. The algorithms ain't going to do shit over here, bruv. This is UK hip-hop, man. We don't get targeted too much for shit. So you can say what you say what you want. You know what I mean? It's underground. What am I on? I'm on Skittles. I got some Skittles going. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let us know, mother lovers. Shout to the KFC crew, always holding me down. You know what I mean? Shout to the Tubbalicious crew. Yeah. You know. So, yeah, we got a special guest by the name of Barry O. Ooh, gleams on the Skywalker. Okay. That's all right there. And Mr. Barry O is a special man. He's going to teach us a few things, man. I know it for sure. I speak to his son. I've worked with his son. A few lot, you probably know who his son is. Oh, Official Rumble is talking about Tropicana. Hey. Yeah, that's that mouthwater and shit. Tropicana's like... Skywalker is one of them ones, if I remember Skywalker, it's quite floral. And it's actually, yeah, it's cushy. It's quite OG. It's got like a, when you blaze it, it's like, whew. So you lot are showing off right about now. CBD Moonrock, Remedy. Oh, Tech, is that how you're going on? Jeez. Okay. I'll tell you a story about CBD, bruv. You know, like, for me, I'm quite hyperactive, so, you know, to get blazed, it keeps me at a level where people can handle me. Well, not too much for anyone. Yeah? But sometimes you might have a sativa, like the first Ziggy, that'll get you going. And so I remember I got to my boy T's barbecue. And, you know what I mean? I had something, I think it was some cookies or something like that. Some Girl Scout cookies. And so I was all excited, you know, seeing people, I ain't seen no shit, man, it's crazy, yeah, we ain't seen no, you know, people ain't seen each other, so we're excited, blazing, hype. And then this boy, Matt, my boy Matt, he came through, and he had CBD, like, but it was bud and all that. Usually when you get CBD, it might be like a oil or, do you know what I mean? But this was bud, and it wasn't like, oh, it doesn't smell of anything. I'd actually tried some, or smelt some, sorry, when I was in Europe, I think it was in Sweden or somewhere like that, and it proper stank out the place, but the guy was like, yeah, it's cool because it's CBD, he's allowed to blaze it. I was like, oh, right. But I didn't try it or nothing. But anyway, at the barbecue, I'm all hyped up, like sativaed up, you know, off of the Girl Scout cookies. I was like, yeah. And then Matt, he was like, hey, bruv, try some of this. And he gave me a bud to roll. I was like, what is it? And it was, I can't remember what flavor, but it smelled of it, you know. It was like, oh, shit, rolled it. And I was all like talking, lit the zoo, yeah. I was still, sales like this. I don't know if you lot can see me. I'm like that, yeah. Like, yeah, that's how I'm feeling. I'm not really doing this, but on the inside, that's how you feel. It's on the, like, deep inside, you feel like this. Yeah, bruv, nah, I'm good, you know what I mean? So I lit the zoot now, bam, like that, toot, boo, and then I went, I was like, oh, everything, it just went back to normal. I was like, wow, this shit really works, boy. So, you know, for people that like, if you get panics or you get hyperactive, or CBD is a good way to just calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down, bro. Yeah, man. So, yeah, O-Tech, I like the sound of that. That's Remedy for real, boy. And it's Moonrock, so that means it must be like bud and the oil, innit? I think that's the one. What else we got? Ooh, Kush Space Cakes. Jeez. Waiting for them to kick in your boss deep, boys. You know the Kush Space Cakes. Jeez. I gotta light one up for that, boy. You lot showing off out there. You lot showing off, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? I'm here with just some standard Skittles, like showing that. See, Skittles, people, it's like Stardog now, bro. Skittles. Stardog has become the new what was it? What's the haze? Like, you know, silver haze or whatever, man. When people, bro, you know, silver haze. Just turn your head.
Right. We ready for Barry?
Yeah, man. Let's get Barry O in, please. Ladies and gents.
How you doing, brother?
Without further ado, how are you doing, bruv?
I'm well, matey. I'm well,
Our special guest for today, right here on the podcast where we talk about some shit you might not never know nothing about. Please give a warm welcome to Barry O, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gents. Hands together. Let's see some fire emojis or something. I need some response that makes me feel like you lot have been clapping. Yeah, man. Yes, Barry, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm really, really well, bro.
Oh, that's good to hear, man.
Hey, my man.
We wanted to talk to you because your son told me you're the man to talk to if I want to find out about some shit I might not never know nothing about.
Oh, I wouldn't believe any fucking shit he tells you, bro.
So, what was it? I think it was when I did the Mice Investigates about the craziest conspiracy theory that you've ever heard of. And then that's when Smell It. And for people who know, Smellington Piff, that's his pops right there, man. One of the sickest MCs, you know, of the up-and-comers that I've heard come on the Food Bar, when we had the Food Bar show years ago. He just came on and killed it. And he, you know, obviously we get to interview the artists because I always find it important that we get to talk to the artists so that their listeners can get a bit more about who they are from other than the music. And the thing is about him is he's very open in his music. So he talks about being a traveler and how he's moved from here to there and what life is like. And at that time, I wasn't really aware too much of the whole sort of idea of living off the grid and out of the system. But obviously, the goings on that have been happening, I'm not sure if you know what's been going on, Barry, out here, but, you know, the last year and a half has been crazy. And then, you know, we're all learning, well, some of us are learning about us needed to jump off a certain type of ship, you know, citizenship. Yeah, and it drew me back to, you know, conversations with your son about what it's like. So I think for, like, what I want to get from you first of all is, like, you know, how are you off the grid? Like, if someone says, yeah, I'm living off the grid, you know, or say you were to say, yeah, I'm living off the grid, or how would you explain it to somebody who doesn't really get what that means?
Well, you know, one biggest thing, no bills. You know, it's a pay-as-you-go lifestyle.
Pay-as-you-go lifestyle.
A lot of people do it. I mean, Welly in particular, you know, he does all his stuff. You know, he's got solar and batteries. You know what I mean? It's all like 12-volt sort of stuff, you know?
Yeah. So
all of that stuff.
So that's the main idea, is like basically you don't have to pay anyone for being able to live. And then, so well, sorry, go on.
There's no, we obviously have to do it illegally in order to do it for free. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, there's so many designated sites around where you pay so much dollar per week to stay there and you're paying your poll tax and stuff, you know. And we sort of, you know, we do our own recycling and stuff. We don't have, we have toilets here. There's no, we've got water at the moment as well, do you know what I mean? But sometimes we have to carry the water. I'm not entirely off grid myself. I'm running a generator right now to sort of power all this up. But, you know, that's cool.
So in that sense, then the generator makes it that you're still on the grid?
You hear it. It's sort of purring outside my door.
But it's a generator that's plugged into some main somewhere. That's what you mean?
No, a generator that just runs off petrol, you know, just fuel.
See, I would still class that as off the grid though, because you, like you said, you're not. I always thought that when people,
you got to get fuel though still.
See, it gets deeper, man.
It's not to live completely off grid, man. It's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
In the times we're living in.
I guess as well. Yeah, when you boil it down to what that really means.
Not having bills, you know, we got and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We sort of, you know, a lot of people get jealous of that, of course. But hey ho.
So how did you how did that, you know, become a thing? Like, how would you even know how to do it? First of all, And then how did you decide, you know?
With the right people, and you know, then you get to pull on places. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. I've been a bit stagnant for the last few years. I've been here for now over 10 years in a particular place.
Hmm.
You'd have asked me 10 years ago, I said, no fucking way am I going to be there in 10 years' time. But hey, that's just the way it is.
Is that because you were more used to moving around? Like you got used to doing that, or just where it was?
Well, we've been taught about this particular site. And half of us could stay, half of us had to go. And I was one of the half that had to go. But I'm still here, you know, 2 years later.
Yeah.
So, you know, fight another day, you know.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. So how did it start then? What you know, what made you go, okay, I want to live off grid, man. I don't want to pay these idiots no more.
I'd gone through the property thing, had houses and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? Then went through a divorce thing. Yeah, just decided there and then really to go on the road. You know, the cheapest option, and it was available.
Yeah, it's pretty brave as well, because you don't know where you're going, innit? Or was it like, you know, did you feel like that at all? Or because I feel like a lot of people in this day and age, you know, I was speaking to my friends about like people that live a more of a sovereign life that are kind of off grid and not involved in the system, like this whole system that's got us feeling like, you know, we should stay at home and all of this bullshit, yeah. And immediately they were like, oh yeah, but who's going to go and run off in the bush and like try and make fires with sticks? And, you know, they were talking like that. And I was like, what? Like, what makes you think that that's what that living off the grid means? It's so weird that, you know, you even think of it like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But back in, you know, when you decided to do it, was it a thing a lot of people were doing, or like?
Well, we got involved with a group of people in Northampton, and we were putting on free parties, you know. So that was, you know, that was a thing as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And we were well up for it. It was the Tribe of Twats in Northampton, and that's where he started playing tunes. You know, that's when he first got like messing about with vinyl.
Yeah, because you got him like he's posted pictures of him like at what age was it? 7 or something? DJing.
I mean, he was doing it a lot younger than that. He became known when he was 7.
Jeez. And he was DJing at the free parties. That's crazy to see, man. What?
Yeah, it was pretty mental.
Did you teach him how to DJ?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I don't. No. It was just, you know, there's plenty of people up there, you know, doing it. So, you know, he had plenty of mental.
Yeah. If you lot don't know, go hit up Smell It and Piff on Instagram and go through his gallery. You'll see there's pictures of him like, and he's DJing to a crowd of people, you know. It's crazy, man, but he looks mad young, and he's actually playing them. It's not like, hey, put him there and just take the picture quick. There's loads of it. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And so how would something like that happen? Are these are on the sort of the grounds that you're at? Are these where the parties are, or are they?
Yeah. We'd have side parties, and we'd take it somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Just dance it.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, man, it's nuts, boy. You know, and so it's funny, like how many people I know that they don't even really get how you can just not be involved in all of this. Like to them, it's. But I think the big problem is obviously the attachment to your lifestyle and all these things that have been made up that, you know, you think that are you.
Yeah.
When they're not, and that's what probably is the hardest part.
That's the hurdle for most people.
The highest hurdle is for them to realize, like, oh shit, this isn't happiness. This actually doesn't make me who I am, you know. But they're lost in it. So yeah. So from the where were we at? We were at the parties, and then
I went raving a few nights ago with my boy, man. It was wicked.
Is it?
He was club in Bristol, and there was loads of shit going on. There was circus staff and drum and bass, and just it was banging, man. It was a really good night.
Wow,
it was good raving with a boy, you know.
That's hilarious, man. And so everyone out there is cool, innit? They all know that there's nothing going on really. This is all made up.
Yeah, of course. Bollocks and
See how it's standard, isn't it? It's like
a virus created for the vaccine. I mean, God, you couldn't make this shit up, but they do, don't they?
Yeah. It's amazing that they can even pull it off, though, right?
What's that? Oh, yeah. It's nice to see people fucking partying now, man. Do you know what I mean? Well, good.
I've been hearing about there's been a few underground parties been going on all through it. And obviously, they just haven't let people know about it on a mass scale. Yeah. So it's interesting that all that's happening. I think the problem for us, like in the city especially, is that majority of the people you see are under the trance. You know, they're full zombified in whatever way they can be. So it makes you feel like the whole world is like that until you speak to people either online or, you know, and until then you're just like, yo, what is this? What's going on? You know, just going a bit nutso. But hearing that, like, you know, people partying and just like whatever is really good. I managed to do a gig last night, man, and boy, it was just a whole nother level in terms of getting back to do it. It felt like a rebirth of doing it almost. You know, like I feel like if there's any positive, this what we've gone through so far is going to make us realize, like the people who've got a soul anyway, realize that we need to be more together. We actually need to talk more.
Opened up a lot of channels for a lot of people, man. For sure. You know.
Yeah.
We need a big kick in the ass every now and again, man, just for that to happen. Yeah.
We're too comfortable, innit?
Yeah, we're far too comfortable, man. Fuck, yeah, man.
We're so comfortable that...
Comfortably numb.
Yeah. Comfortably numb. I like that one, man. It's true. To the point where...
It's like we're in some sort of zombie apocalypse right now. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking crazy out there, man.
Yeah. So did you catch...
People wearing masks forever. You know, it's going to be like China, and that's how it's going to be, isn't it?
Yeah. Not for all of us, man. You know what I mean? Not for all of us. I think the people that...
never fucking handle those face nappies, man. I mean, what? You know what I mean?
You know, I was in a cab and the guy... it was funny. We had a good conversation. It started off with me saying like, oh, you don't have to wear one if you don't want it. You don't have to wear if you don't want to. And he was like, oh, sorry. And I was like, oh, you don't have to wear the mask. I'm saying I'm comfortable. If you feel uncomfortable wearing it, you can take it off. He's like, no. Actually, do you have one? And I was like, no, I don't. Oh, why not? I was like, oh, I'm exempt. Oh, you're exempt. Okay, that's fine. And then we carried on driving now. About 3 minutes later, it was quiet for a bit. And then 3 minutes later, he's like, actually, it is uncomfortable. And I was like, yeah, you see? I was going, look, take it off if you want, man. I goes, look, and I went, take it. That's what it's like. Like you're in a strip club now. What the hell, man? You do it. I got to make it rain on him for him to take the mask off. When you get in the cab, just make it rain. What are you doing? I just take the mask off, bro. Shut the fuck up. You want this money or not? And shake it while you take it off as well, man. Shake your head while you take the mask off. Yeah. So then I turned to the window and I went. He's looking at me through the mirror, rear view mirror. So I went to the window and I was going, look. Like that. I was reading on the window. And I goes, can you see that? The condensation. And then he's like, yes. I goes, oh, how much of that do you think, you don't breathe in when it's going on the mask? And he goes, actually, I have a hole that I put in the mask. Yo! Bravo, I was cracking up. I was cracking up. Right, you put a hole in the mask. So in my head, I was like, how much do you believe this thing then? So I was like, okay. And he looked Indian, like South Indian. So I was like, okay. I goes, oh, bro, do you know Ayurvedic medicine? You know Ayurvedic medicine, yeah? He's, yeah. I goes, oh, they never talk about this, about people catching, these things flying in the air and you catch it. They never talk about this, da-da-da. And I started talking about yoga and this, that. By the end of the journey, he was like, I cannot believe I meet someone like this. Please, you're an African man and you know about Ayurvedic and you know about yoga and you speak this thing. He told me that he went to study medicine and he noticed that something wasn't right. So he stopped doing it. And he said that he was on these like antidepressants or something, these tablets, and he said they were really messing with him. So he stopped taking them and he was much better So it's like he knew that whole journey from the beginning of him saying, no, actually, do you have one? And all that, like thinking that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It ended up with him going, yo, yeah, you're right. I need to like come out of this trance, man. What the hell? You know what I mean? So
Get back to his roots.
get back to nature, like we were talking about, man. Get back to your roots. People think their roots is friggin'
Wearing a mask.
Yeah, and clean as Jordans while you wearing a mask. Or,
Yeah, and
like,
having
bruv.
a vaccine. They think that's the people are being told that's their nature.
Nature. It's nuts, bruv. It's nuts, man. So yeah, it's very. I know exactly what you mean. And the zombie apocalypse. Say that again.
A sure cause of pneumonia, wearing masks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's funny because Dr. Fauci, who's giving it the wear your mask,
Yep.
he did a
Study.
survey back in 2018.
Yep.
And the conclusion of that was that continual usage of masks, man, was a big cause of pneumonia.
In the 1918 flu, in the Spanish flu. That's what they sussed out, was that back then they were giving people loads of masks to wear because, this thing that's floating in the air that you can't see, and that ended up killing a lot of people, as well as the experimental quacks that they were.
We've got to be kept sick, There's no,
There's no
there's
no
no-
money in healthy people.
No.
And it's real. It's really is like this thing about health. Even the stuff that you're told is good, is healthy, can sometimes be a load of bullshit as well. Like even on the side of, there are people that tell you, take vitamin C, and like they're telling you to take the thing by itself, where it doesn't really work like that. It's like, so what I've learned is that you have, obviously you got minerals, and then you got vitamins. You got vitamin, yeah? Vitamin meaning vitamin. And when you break it up, it's actually vital minerals. That's what vitamins are the vital minerals. And so we're able to process some of those vital minerals ourselves, apart from, I think, it's vitamin C is the only one that we still have to kind of get from, but we can process majority of the others. But it's the minerals that actually help us process them. So minerals are what we should really be making sure that we're, and this, what is it, magnesium and selenium.
All salts, all the salts.
Chromium, yeah. So, all these things you start learning more and more. The deeper you dig, it's like, wow, they really got us in some kerfuffle, not even knowing what, how and why. But it really is up to us, like it's up to us to really dig deep and find out these things. But they made us so, like we're saying, comfortable that we don't do it. You just press this button and what does it say? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I won't remember that. I'll just press the button again to find out. Calculators, bruv. When they brought in the calculator, that fucked us up. It's like, I'll just step in there and done. So you ain't got to think anymore. It's crazy, man. So I wanted to ask you then, because I didn't get the answer from you on that Mice Investigates. We got a new one this week, but for that week, it was, what's the craziest, most outrageous conspiracy theory that you've heard? Obviously, a lot of these things now have become fact. They're not theory, but
Absolutely.
I wanted to find out from an elder.
All might have come true.
Say that again? Say that again?
All these have come true.
Yeah. It's true, man. They're all facts now, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Regularity.
So what is your, so you want to know Barry's?
Yeah, what's the craziest one you've heard, though? That probably, it's that crazy that it's still not.
Out there, do you know what I mean? I can't think of any, really, that haven't sort of got some grain of truth to them,
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, the idea of a conspiracy theory, innit,
On a
is...
massive scale, we've been sort of, everything is deception. We have to, we have to keep our minds clear of that and avoid the media, I think, as much as possible. Do you know what I mean? The fucking scare bollocks that goes on. Do you know what I mean? People
tactics.
aren't worried; they're scared, well and truly scared through the media and the press, and
Yeah.
Same bollocks, isn't it? It's suppression. Do you know what I mean? Keep us frightened, so we need them.
Yeah.
That problem, reaction, solution scenario, isn't it? That they tend to use, with regularity. You know what I mean, it works for them.
Yeah.
And it's sad, man. It's sad. We've got these muppets in control of the show, and and puppeteers who were just literally put there, do you know what I mean, to appear stupid, so we put the blame on them or whatever. They're inept, or you know, it's just all smoke and mirrors, isn't it, man? It's all a gameplay. I mean, it's pure fucking Hollywood.
Yeah, it is indeed, man. And it's interesting seeing all these actors now, all these components of the all these components of the machine now really showing what part they play. I don't know if you've noticed. I saw something recently with Michael Rappaport, who's a American actor, and it's like 2 clips. The first clip is him, you know, kind of telling everyone, you better go and get the vaccine, and doing all this talk about it, walking the streets of New York or whatever, saying that. And then the next clip is apparently him a few weeks later, and he's saying, oh, you know, Fauci's now saying that people that are quaxed up are spreading it. Like, fuck you. You know, it's kind of switching. But to me, what he's doing is still keeping the myth of contagion alive. He's still, you know, it still carries on with, oh, if you walk past someone, you can catch something off them and then you could die. You could die, you know. This whole thing that they've never proven. It's still a theory, but the theory has been pushed so much that you've got all these, you know, trillion-dollar, I should say, industries off the back of it. And so once you see that, of course you're going to believe it. You're never going to think, oh, what are you talking about? Little of me, why am I going to be the one that's right out of all these qualified, all these qualified scientists and top doctors? And I don't know them. I've never met them before, but they're on the TV, and that TV never lies to me, even when they're acting. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I feel really sorry for the real, you know, people who study shit out there. Do you know what I mean? Because like, they don't get a say in anything now. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're sort of spewing out the, you know, the directive, you know, of the new world order, as it were. Do you know what I mean? Then you don't get a platform. Yeah. You know, it's like this COVID shit. You know, there was never a debate, was there? Of science. You know what I mean? You know, scientists who are, you know, really studying it and, you know, had a better grip of it than these muppets who are, you know, giving us the rhetoric.
Yeah, that's the scary part, man.
Because for them to have their papers published, they have to go through their publishing company. Man, it's crazy, you know, this division, you know, the division bells, man, they're ringing in every aspect of our lives.
Yeah. It's funny, man. We were having a conversation about it before we started, and it's exactly that. It's just any form of way they can get us to divide. They can get us to look at each other as opposed to look up top, look through that glass ceiling and see who the fuck is walking around doing all this puppeteering. They got us looking at each other and going, you do, no, you should do, you know, all this stuff that isn't even who we are. That's the worst thing about it, is that when you really break it down, you break it down to like nature, to naturally, if you were born and there were none of these titles, none of these statuses, none of that, you're just you. That's that I am. That's what the I am thing is about. It's just who are you? I am me. I'm not this name, I'm not this color, I'm not this age, I'm not none of these things that you are making me tick, all these boxes that you're making me tick, I'm not none of them. And as soon as you get rid of that, you realize like, wow, these people have got us muddled up in a matrix, within a matrix, within a, what's the other film? The
Cannibal Run.
You know, just all these levels of different ways of just messing with you. Cannibal Run, you joker. No, what's the one? The dream one. Hit me up.
Inception.
No, Inception, that's it. Within an inception, and then another matrix, like, yo. And once you can kind of, obviously climbing out of it is another thing. Like, I was going to ask you about that as well, but climbing out of it is a different thing. But once you can at least see it, like what it is, you're like, wow. No wonder. Yeah. And then you have to slowly unlearn. You have to like detach all these emotions that you have to these boxes that they make you tick. You have to then slowly, and it's not an easy thing, you know, because we're all victims of it. As soon as you sign your name even, you know.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. But you're right there, you know, you hit the nail on the head about the unlearning. You know, this is something that's critical in our waking up. Able to accept. You know what I mean? That what we've been taught is fucking bullshit.
Bollocks, man. It's a load of bollocks.
they lie about everything, man. Everything is deception. You know, it's an inversion of what it should be, or you know, everything they can possibly do to take us away from who we truly are. You know, they excel at that, don't they?
They even got us putting our elders in homes, in elderly homes, going, oh yeah, I don't want to know you. Oh, I've got to go and visit. It's like, what? That's who you're meant to be chatting to every week, every other day, even to get some knowledge, so you can understand what life is really about. You know what I mean? But even to that point and they make you think that you're doing a good thing by doing that, and that's exactly what Bob is saying. Is like they basically got you thinking you're doing the right thing by doing the wrong thing. They hide it, you know, it's all hidden.
Absolutely. That's right.
People going to church, they think that...
The curriculum at all is about who are we? You know, who really are we?
How did we get here? Everything's just, this theory of, and we're spinning, and this and that. But all these things where you're like, yeah, but hold on a minute. Why does it not look like that then? How do you explain... You know what I mean? Oh, don't worry about that. Just know that what you're seeing is not what you're feeling or what you're thinking. So now you will always be questioning everything. You're like, yeah, it looks like this, but I don't know. I'm not an expert in it, so I don't know. I'm not an expert. You an expert? Oh, well, you're an expert now then, yeah. You know, you're getting all of that.
Yeah.
Like what you have to...
Muppets, haven't they? Fucking fronting the show for them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a tragic comedy, isn't it?
The hair... You know, like, come on, man. They're making sure that we're entertained in some way.
I thought, what the fuck? What is he on the stage now? Does he rep us, does he? You know what I mean? Whoa. Then he's Prime Minister. Yeah,
you know, even when he was mayor, it was like, who is this guy? Like, how did he... I don't remember... I don't know this guy. And you don't know any of them. People don't know... Crazy. They don't know any of them. And who said it? Yeah, it's Gleam. He said red team, blue team are still teams. Do you know what I mean? Left, right, it's all part of the same. What is it? Left wing, right wing. It's all the same bird, isn't it? The people don't realise that.
Different puppets, same puppeteers, eh?
Yeah, and I wonder like if that's the idea of pushing sports the way they do as well, because it keeps that separated. Like it's a culture, innit, to be against somebody then.
Yeah. Oh, they've been, man, it's division. You know, that's their thing, isn't it? I mean, you know, that COVID's the new terror. You know, where did the terrorists go, man? Well, they just like mashed up indoors or something.
Yeah, like it's funny how now that everything's been quiet, and that they're not the ones doing big, massive robberies, or there's no like, oh yeah, everyone's in one place now. Of course, we can do a terror attack now. No. No, man, I don't want to catch COVID, though. Like, yeah,
terrorists don't want COVID,
No, they're willing to blow themselves up, but, you know, COVID, man, that's another fucking ball.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's nuts. So when you look at it like that, it is just like, wow. And what's scarier is you can turn to certain people and say that, and they'll just be like, oh, you're mad, man. They'll just ignore. Because it's too real, innit? Just keep it like a film. Just keep the film. It's a film. It'll be over soon. The credits will roll, and then, yeah, man, we can do another film.
How do you see the immediate future, bro?
Say again?
How do you see the immediate future?
Personally, how I see the immediate future, for all of us, yeah? You mean like where do I see it going? I think like in the next sort of, where are we, 2021. I reckon by 2025, yeah, unless people, you know, and this is part of it, like, I feel like I can't just sit there and be quiet, you know what I mean? I feel like I have to say something, and even if it's going to jeopardize who, you know, because I know there's people that feel a certain way, and it's unfortunate because they shouldn't have that emotional attachment to how they feel with this, and they should really use all that energy to look into it properly, like both sides of it, and then you'll get a real, but people don't do that. And so I feel until we kind of get to that point, and, you know, I feel this is a better way than me writing music about it, because not everyone's going to hear it the same way, like they should. Then until we can start feeling like, okay, we should be able to talk to each other. We need to be able to communicate and learn, you know, do the unlearning and relearn how we're supposed to use the, you know.
Standing up, bruv, you know what I mean? It's standing up, you know.
Yeah. Like, it's like we have to, man. Because this is
There ain't
real.
no-
It's not.
Do you know what I mean? Once we awaken, it's like, it's a duty. It becomes a duty, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
know?
it's the duty that we're
We have
supposed to do.
have
We're
children, you know what I mean? It's just
exactly.
like, I don't know how it's going to pan out. I see the immediate future, but I think a lot of people are going to die.
Yeah.
Seriously, from this vaccine
Yeah.
stuff, do you know what I mean? It's,
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
good.
it's a harsh
It's not
reality.
good. Anything that Fauci's involved with, man, is just like, whoa.
You remember the AIDS situation?
AIDS, man. What did they do, man? How,
That's where it started, man. That's
they
when
infected tens of thousands of people, man, with the Hep B vaccination laced with the AIDS virus, man. It's just like, and Fauci was involved with that, He's a bad fucker, man. I look at it as some Dr. Death, I mean, Mengele would have been proud of him, man. He might be a reincarnation or something.
Jeez. It's a harsh one when you think about, because I looked at, once I heard that Fauci was involved in it as well, and the same PCR tests involved in it as well, then I went to look at that and just get as much information in terms of, how it happened and it's like, it's parallels, man. You just see like, wow. So first of all, they made people think that there's something wrong with them by using something that doesn't tell them whether there's something wrong with them. And then after that, they said, oh, but this will make you better. And then they gave them something that will make them wrong. And then they started getting ill. And then, so the whole idea of the asymptomatic thing, it actually came from that because it was the same test that they were using. It's just like, parallel. And it's amazing that people just don't see it. That I guess, obviously, we were a lot younger, but I feel like the elders should kind of see like, wow, this is pretty similar. It's not too far different. There's a doctor called, I think it's T.C. Fry. No, not T.C. Fry. Something Fry, I think his name was. And he was going against it all. He was saying that, these things don't exist the way people say they do. And matter of fact, he had a book that he put out. And he had, for his book launch, he had a guy that had tested positive for AIDS. And he got in to take some blood out of himself. And then he injected, the guy that wrote the book, he injected the blood into him and said, look. And he goes, I guarantee you I'll be fine. And he was like, what? And all these things are like, oh yeah, but they would have reported that on the news. No, they wouldn't have. They're not gonna tell you that they're fucking out. They're not gonna tell you that what they're doing isn't. You know what I mean? The news is just part of their regime. It's part, an arm of their body. So you can't really expect that you're gonna hear the truth, like reality, on something like that. And so the video's up there somewhere, man. I'll try and find the exact name, but. You see stuff like that, and you're like, wow, it's paralleling exactly what's going on now, but nobody knows it. No one knows it.
Yeah, for sure. Just about everything they do, really. I mean, it's against anything that's good, for sure. I mean, living down the south where I do now, we're scoured the chemtrails every single day of the week, do you know what I mean? Man, they just take the piss above us, do you know what I mean? I don't know whether we're singled out for it or what down here. But man, it's just crazy, what they're spraying us with. If anything, I can see COVID coming from something like that rather than, us transmitting it to each other. There's been lots of tests done where a person with COVID breathes out and, to the other person who's well breathes in. And they've been doing this, and it's just like, and nobody's contacted it,
Yeah.
They've injected snot, man, I kid you not, from, COVID victims into people, and they've not had it.
Yeah.
So I look at it as it's when our resistances are low, that's when we get it, When people who have been, recovering from heavy duty shit like chemotherapy or whatever, they're more susceptible to it, for sure. Worry as well, man. If people are worried, that lowers our resistance. Just common sense shit, man. Do you know what I mean? We should just raise our vibrations and not get fucking ill.
Yeah. Have you ever looked into like the German new medicine or terrain theory stuff or anything like that?
That's okay.
German New Medicine.
Okay.
It's basically like because what you're talking about is you know, there are other ways that we get ill that we don't really look at because we've been kind of taught to just look at it in one way. And it's unfortunate because, you know, there's like ancient cultures that they had terms like shamans would say things like the symptoms are the cure.
Yes.
And so the idea is that, you know, when you secrete, when you're like coughing up phlegm or whatever, that's your body naturally getting rid of toxins and whatnot.
That's our own mechanisms working.
Exactly.
Should.
Yeah. And so when it's things like, you know, say it was cold, it was what? Say it's like 0.
You know what? I've had a cold in over 25 years, bro. Or flu or nothing. And I'm around people who said, I'm ill. Well, yeah, you are now. You fucking well and truly convinced yourself.
Yeah. Psychologically, yeah. And that's the German New Medicine looks at that side.
I'm testing, you know. And, you know, I refuse illness, man. I'll come down with the sniffles. I was like, no. Do you know what I mean?
Get rid of it.
You know, it works for me.
Yeah, you get rid of it, innit? That's the idea.
Yeah.
It comes up. You're not meant to swallow it again. You're meant to spit it out.
I ain't no good. Do you know what I mean? I just eat a lot of shit food. I don't eat fast food, do you know what I mean? But, you know, I don't eat well, you know what I mean? I don't really look after myself, you know what I mean?
Why is that?
I don't know. I just don't feel the need to, man. I'm fucking fighting fit. Do you know what I mean? I'm working. I'm doing something. I'm converting a horse truck into a motorhome at the minute, and I'm painting someone's van. So I've got loads to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been sort of stopped the last coming up 3 years now. I've been on a pension.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Pension, bro.
So is that a state pension or yeah? Okay, so you're still in the system in that sense as well.
For sure, yeah. You know, yeah, they're giving me, they're giving me some money. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going to happen. You know, with this, it's going to be all set. It's going to be credits, isn't it? Soon, you know, we're heading towards this cashless society, aren't we?
Oi, cashless society. Oi, it's a cashless society. Oi. Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah.
Do you think?
And shit, you know.
Do you think they can really do all that? Do you think it can really go to that level of like there's no more change? You know what I'm saying? I can't make it rain on the cab man no more. Is that what you're saying?
That's the way they're heading that way. You know what I mean? You know, like there's so many banks that are closed. They're closing down the cash. You know, the cash points have like been reduced by like to a turn of about 100 a week and have been for ages and ages.
Oh wow.
And, I can see it getting there, bro. I mean, I can see it getting there. You know, they put up the bit. You can fucking scratch your card, you know, up to 45 quid or whatever it is now. You know what I mean? It's all seems to be heading that way. Because I think the main aim is so that we're all on universal credit. That's where they lead. That's where they're heading it, man. So they got more and more control. And I don't think the vaccines are going to stop at 2. I think it's going to be boom.
Oh, no. That's carrying on, man. They ain't going to stop that. They've got the hustle locked now. They're like, yeah.
Minute, you know, and Bill Gates has got his fucking dollar in all of them. Do you know what I mean? Oh, my God.
How do you think that, you know, do you think there's people behind all these faces that, because
I think, yes, of course.
For them to get this rich, you know, like, how can they, I think there was a
few billionaires on the block, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because there was something about the Bezos guy.
And they're getting used, you know, because they're part of the same elite fucking cabal that they belong to, you know. Whatever bad shit they get up to. Let's not go down that one.
Yeah. It's just mad that, like, they can make that much money. And then even be on the news, I saw something about the Bezos guy. What was it, about Amazon throwing away food or something? They were saying that they throw away like tons of food every day that doesn't get. I was like, why? This is mad, man. It's crazy. I think like
fucked up, you know. Absolutely, man.
Okay, look, let's do it for Mr. Green. Are there any positive things you can see from what's happening now? Let's look at some positive things because you don't want to get Mr. Green in the half.
Don't want to get Mr. Green
we got
angry.
A good friend on the. We got a good friend in the comments, and he doesn't like the doom and gloom too much. He, you know what I mean. He might turn green when he's angry. That's a good one, man. His name's Mr. Green. So let's try and get onto some positive outlook. A positive thing I think about this is that we're now really understanding what this world is about. We're now learning, for real, it's not just like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist or whatever. It's like, now we know for sure, so at least we know how to move. You know, like in the Art of War, it talks about knowing your terrain. It's like, now we got to really understand what this terrain is about. And before, it was just a hunch. It was just like, oh, my brethren keeps telling me about this thing, man. He gave me this David Icke book, like, he's paranoid. But now you're like, right, my brethren, he might have been a bit mad, but he was onto something, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, I shout to Marek, man. If I see him again, I don't know if I will, but if I see him, definitely got to give him a shout, because he was onto all of this stuff from way back, like in...
he was well all over it, you know. I mean, a long time ago, man. He woke up a long time ago and started researching it. He's probably one. Yeah, he's a very well researched guy, man, for sure.
So
I know sometimes says, you know, we'll blow people away, but then fuck it, you know what I mean? We all blow people away, you know. It's the way it is, isn't it?
Shout out to Mr. Goldstrings. Yes, bruv. All is good. All is well. I hope you're well, bruv. Or miss. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want to mess that up before. But yeah. Thanks for joining us, man. We're here with Bobby O, letting people know.
Barry O.
Sorry, Bobby O. You know what it is? It's the Bobby V thing.
Bobby V's got in your head.
Hell.
Bobby V.
Shit, I'm too excited about seeing
head.
Bobby V, man. You know he's one of my favourite singers, man. Barry O. Yeah, we're here with Barry O, and we're talking about some shit you might not never know nothing about.
Do you want to go to have a little break? 5 minutes?
Yeah, should we go to a little break?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's do that. We're going to go into a little break. Shout out to all the people in the building. Chris Lahat is here. Woo! Yeah. Big up, man. Is it Wednesday today or Thursday? Man, Chris Lahat, you're messing me up. It's Thursday today, man. Come on, man. Oh, maybe he's in Australia and we're moving back in time. Nah, if he was in Australia, it would be Friday, wouldn't it? Yo, yeah, today is Thursday.
Yeah, Friday, you're right.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go into a little break, just to, you know what I mean, refresh. I'll be back for all you bitches and bitchettes. Your brother Barry. Keith Price. Hey, where do I begin? My mind's been blank since a couple minutes after I prepared a jug of gin. Still I swear I'm out to win and work as hard as a comedian, telling jokes to those who don't care enough to grin, wondering if Popeye could share another tin. While I scratch on the barbed wire hair under my chin, you'll understand who it is once you're staring up at him and he's yelling, give me your hand or spare another limb. And I'm chopping down the trees. That's a metaphor for knocking down MCs. Weak-rooted, yet forgot about the seeds. Never speak truth, but when I drop 1,000 leaves, please, to who it may concern, this is a message to let you know you really don't deserve this little reference. P.S. Learn a little lesson before you unwrap your gift. It's best you know that there's a burden in your presence. Needless to say that that's my good deed for the day. Let me be on my way, no time to put my feet on the brakes. This dream wants a chase, so how dumb of me not to play. One thing you'll never hear a lot is he lost the race. Another thing you'll never hear a lot is geez, what a waste. Though I know that's probably what a whole heap wanna say, cause they ain't happy with a piece off the cake. No need for debate, cause that's a sure sign to me that greed follows hate, or vice versa, and I can see it on their face. That's why I wipe my feet before entering, then leave skeet on your plate. He came and he went to win the wrong prize. What you think of as wise, I call my ignorant side. Stinking of pride, yet you're quick to drop lies. No wonder why you pigeons got pied.
I'm a lyrical miracle, biblical, physical, criminal, biblical. Couldn't catch anything, I'm like an animal, but Hi. Oh, Edward, hi. Yeah. Oh, what, you're in London now? Oh, with your family, that's cool, yeah. That's cool. Well, you saw my stiggy. Where? That's sick. I tell you, I was literally just practicing my raps. I wonder if I could go down there and like perform for him and maybe get a song. Oh, cool. That's sick. I'm just gonna get ready and then I'm going down there and this is it. This is it for me, man. You're sick. Thanks. Big up. Edward. Eddie. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, bye. Sick.
Back again and to bring the facts to many. Here to stash the readies until the bags are heavy. If you catch the messages quicker than telepathy, bring your plans to bury. I've killed the track already. Not at your wedding, but flinging that confetti. With them raps as messy as spilling canned spaghetti. Little lads forgetting the spitters at the ready to stack the pennies until I wax the Bentley. Funny, ain't it? Money ain't a thing, though they say I'm underrated. That doesn't fade the ink, but it chained the link on subtle ways to win. So the numbers came like I won a game of bingo. Let's send it back to when he never had a life. Getting at it, pedal addict, though we never had a bike. Switch lanes to insane. When he grabs a mic, they ask, who the hell is that? You better tell him that it's mine. Spark it up. Raise your cups or put your glasses up, it's all the same to us. No shame when you gotta make the place erupt. If it ain't sharp enough, it won't make the cut. Will it make the cut? Will it make the cut? No shame, but you gotta make the place erupt. If it ain't sharp enough, it won't make the cut. Hammer the nail like screwing Mademoiselle, while others stay as cute as a poodle wagging his tail. Fools that haven't prevailed, that knew he patterned it well. Gandalf smacking these elves, doing magical spells, never put in check. He couldn't get used to stacking them shells. For a fool that's shooting at any dude that handles the mail. Had to rebel, but still a student, as you can tell. That could outrun the battery fluid found in your cell. You've guessed it, I'm charged. With one bar, I could jumpstart every dump car in your junkyard. Doubters admitting the standard of this measure when power's admitting. Yeah, the national grid's jealous. I slap the devil and toe tag the venue with no hands. The specialist known as the rebel. No plans to settle, just go grab some medals, whatever the field. On some Bo Jackson level, spark it up. Raise your cups or put your glasses up, it's all the same to us. No shame when you gotta make the place erupt. If it ain't sharp enough, it won't make the cut. Will it make the cut? Will it make the cut? No shame, but you gotta make the place erupt. If it ain't sharp enough, it won't make the cut.
I don't care about it. It's nothing to me. It's a bacterium. I travel in worlds you can't even imagine. You can't conceive of what I'm capable of. I'm so far beyond you. I'm like a god in human clothing. Lightning bolts shoot from my fingertips.
You know the dilly is no one other than Diggy. Come from London, the city, #1 in a milli, a son of a gun. Keep a stubborn company with me that's rugged and gritty, while mother lovers cuddle their kitty. Standards above, there's no manners or nothing. Don't gather these nutters, the whole family's dysfunction. And we're disgusting, hold that finger up, cause most cannot disrupt this volcanic eruption. Flame throw from the K-code, get away like Usain Bolt with a scapegoat. Take note, turn your stage show into Waco. High estate like your mate going through the K-hole. Spark it up, raise your cups or put your glasses up, it's all the same to us. No shame when you gotta make the place erupt. If it ain't sharp enough, it won't make the cut. Will it make the cut? Will it make the cut? No shame, but you gotta make the place erupt. If it ain't sharp enough, it won't make the cut. Spark it up, raise your cups or put your glasses up, it's all the same to us. No shame when you gotta make the place erupt. If it ain't sharp enough, it won't make the cut. Will it make the cut? Will it make the cut? No shame, but you gotta make the place erupt. If it ain't sharp enough, it won't make the cut. Yeah, spark it up. Raise your cups, mother lovers. Shout to DJ Downstroke. You know what I mean? Jack Diggs with his starring role in that video there, boy. That was hilarious, man. Yeah, spark it up right there. What's going on, mother lovers? Yes, Chris Lahat, man. You messed us up with that one, bruv. But he's right. He said, my bad. Days don't mean as much since lockdown. It's so true, boy. So true, man. Yo, we're back again, mother lovers. Some shit you might not never know nothing about. And guess what you might not never know nothing about right now? It's another. Yeah, we got to get some music for that. No, we're stepping it up. You see the image there? Mice Investigates.
Investigates.
Check it. And guess what Mice Investigates this week? Barrio, I want you to think about this.
Let's get him up.
I just want him to have a think about this as we real sub. Easy. Duke Speezy, what's going on? Duke's Peasy in the house. What's going on, mother lover? So, Mice Investigates this week. Because, you know, obviously these investigations, these are like powerful investigations right here. Like, I feel like a proper journalist when I do these things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you was always like that.
I tweet them out like on, you know what I mean?
It's always more journalistic than anything.
You know what I mean? I post them on Instagram and then ask the question, innit? Like, just fire it out there. And get, hey?
Honest journalism.
Exactly, honest journalism, man. I feel like an investigative reporter when I do these investigations, you know what I mean? Sherlock Holmes.
These days, man.
Yeah.
So this week, Mice Investigates. What do you think is the biggest lie known to mankind?
Let's ask Barry first, yeah.
You like the echo, though?
Yeah. What do you think, Barry? Shape of the
first one.
Ooh, he's going in.
Big fuck of that one, bro.
Shape of the earth. All right, elaborate on that one, just in case people don't get what you're talking about right there. You know what I mean? Shape of the earth. What do you mean by that, bro? Break it down for me.
What's the first thing we see, bro, when we go into school? We see that globe for the first time, and, you know, we're looking at it, we think, nah, that ain't fucking right. You know what I mean? The upside down stuff and the gravity and the, you know, all of this shit. And I never actually believed it, you know, when I was a child. I couldn't get my head around it, you know what I mean? That planes could land upside down and sideways on and all of that shit. And, you know, so I started looking into it. And I tell you what, I wasn't too far into it, mate, and I was totally fucking convinced, you know what I mean?
What was it that convinced you?
Not, you know, I'm not talking like, you know, drippy hippie shit here, do you know what I mean? I'm talking about, you know, the science of it, and how it works. And, you know, we're on a, you know, to me, we're on a stationary platform, man, and we're covered by a firmament.
The firmament.
And that's how it is. I mean, and the stars, the moon, and the stars, they rotate within the firmament.
Oh, within the firmament. Oof.
That's how it works. And the sun, in fact, you know, when we think the sun is setting, what's happening is the sun is going out of our view, and it leaves our peripheral vision. You with me?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, one of the things they teach you in school, isn't it? About, the world must be round because of the vanishing boat. You know, there's that one, eh? You know, did you ever go all that shit, bro? You know, suddenly the bottom of the boat disappears. Then
the horizon,
the chimney or whatever's on.
Yeah, because it's.
But that's again leaving our peripheral vision. I mean,
so it's not
a telescope or a good Nikon camera or something. You could pull that boat back into view again, and you could see it indefinitely until like fog at sea would stop you from doing that.
Yeah. So.
And water doesn't bend, bro, does it? Sea level is sea level. It's level. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, man.
There's like.
You know, I tell you what, it's worth looking into, bro. I'm serious, you know. There's lots of stuff out there. There's millions and millions of people who are into it. You know what I mean? It was biblical. Not that I'm religious, but it was in, you know, it's biblical. I mean, that's.
Yeah, it's mentioned in the Bible, isn't it? The firmament.
Exactly.
And the whole thing about, what is it? Yeah, man, you lot hit us up in the comments, man. What's the biggest lie you think is known to mankind? And we'll read them out as well. But like going back to what you said about it being biblical, is that, yeah, there's some parts in the scriptures where it talks about there being like water above and water below and all of this sort of stuff, and then talking about the firmament. So I can understand why. The thing is about it is because we've kind of got all this science, I guess, like on it, and we've been taught it from the beginning. It's the same with like dinosaurs, even though we haven't seen them, because we've been taught it. We, you know, and there's all science behind it that we probably, you know, we feel like we couldn't understand. We probably could if we just picked up a book and a dictionary as well. But, you know, because of all of that, it just makes it like, yo, man, as if they could get away with. Say that again?
I don't even know whether the dinosaurs actually exist.
Yeah, that's what well, we haven't seen them, innit? We haven't seen them, so we can't say. Like, we don't know. So, and it's like that with so many things. Because we don't see it or we haven't seen it, we just can't really,
The knowledge of our you know, previous forefathers here on this planet, you know what I mean? It's been hidden, man. It's all, you know, it was allegedly burnt in the great libraries of Alexandria, do you know what I mean? When the Christian Crusade went in. But they just stole all that shit. That's all in the Vatican, man, do you know what I mean? It's just like then they burnt some fucking comics or something and burnt the building down, you know?
Yeah, like, why would they burn it? I wonder.
All the ancients believed in a flat earth, you know what I mean? The Aztecs, the Mayans, everybody, you know what I mean? And this idea of a ball, it's a very much a Masonic thing, man. It's a control mechanism, do you know what I mean? Because if they got us thinking, man, that we're monkeys on a spinning ball, bro, they've got us like putty in their hand, that's for sure, from a very, very early start, you know? And so the indoctrination goes on, you know, and on and on and on. It just doesn't stop.
There's
anything that it takes us away from who we are and what we are. It's all deception, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just like they don't want us knowing who we really are, do they?
Yeah.
The beings that should be, man, full of love and fucking, you know, we all get on together and it's all cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know,
but until we start attaching ourselves to.
And you know what, bro? I can see us going back to there in the near future. In fact, the Red Indians predicted it, that with this catastrophe going on now, that those of us that come through this shit, do you know what I mean? All colours, creeds, religion, man, we will all be together, man, to create a new utopia for us. You know? And I firmly believe in that, man. Do you know what I mean? That's my vision, man. That's the only thing I see futuristic. I don't want a fucking Ferrari. I don't want a house on the hill. I want nothing, man. Do you know what I mean? Other than seeing this shit get better.
Yeah. And I think it's important for us to stay positive in that sense as well. Like the things that can get you to that point, I feel, is just educating. Unfortunately, we have to educate ourselves a lot more in like what, you know, where we're at, like what's going on. Like you said, we don't know who we are. We don't know how we got here. All those sort of things, I think we could still find out. But I think what they've sort of done with us, you know, it's on 3 levels, you know what I mean? Like indoctrinate, that's indoctrinate, like Trin is Trinity. So that's 3 levels of how they teach us or unteach us, you know. They, like what we're talking about, they just teach us a bunch of stuff that doesn't really mean nothing or matter to us really in the real world, in like reality, not like the world that they've made. And because of that, you know, until we kind of get that side of it, which is really tricky, but it's not just like a physical thing, not just a mental thing, but it's a spiritual thing as well. And so that's the 3.
Very much so.
Yeah, that's the 3 right there, right? And because
a lot of people get religion and spiritualism mixed up. I mean, they're not on the same page, are they, bro?
No.
You know what I mean? You know, the way I see that the heaven and hell thing, we have that opportunity at every given moment, man, to be. It's a state of being, isn't it? You know, where we're at. You know, I see the devil, if you like, as those lower vibratory things that we have, you know, jealousy, greed, envy, all of that shit, you know, anger, you know, and I see the higher realm as being a fucking place to be, man. Yeah.
It's like they say, you know,
things happen, you know what I mean? I commune, I look at the universe, I talk to the universe on a daily basis, man. I give my gratitude, man, for what I've got, you know. Financially, I don't have a pot to piss in, but, man, I've got riches, man, that, you know, that like I couldn't wish, you know what I mean? I've got more than I could wish for, man. I have a roof, I have food, I have warmth, do you know what I mean? And
the things man, that matter, you got clothing, you got food, shelter, wisdom, understanding.
You know, people in ditches, man, you know.
It's a funny thing, man. Like they really kind of have us thinking a whole different way that's not truly us. And I think everyone's always felt like, yo, something ain't right. But you don't know, even if you don't know that you're thinking that, that's what it is that has that doom and gloom, like, oh, I've got to get up and go to work. And it's a constant as well. And until you kind of need to realize, like, wow, this is how much it isn't me. It's so far away from all of this, like the mammon, the usury, like that idea of, oh, I've got to make more and capitalize on all of it is like you're saying, that's the evil. That's the evil right there. I want to shout out, someone mentioned something really good. Shout out to Tom Arnott. He says the biggest lie is that a judgmental, anthropomorphic, quote unquote, God exists. And it kind of touches on what we're saying is in terms of religion, they've made people believe that there's, this man in the sky that's going to like punish you and all this and that. But
that's right.
Or if you do good, do good in the world, which is the part of it that's like, that's fair. To do good.
Yeah.
But then you can go and have debauchery in heaven. You can have 7 wives, or it's like, what? You know what I mean? This twist is still there, but they don't really see it. And the whole idea is really about spirituality. It's about giving up to creation, isn't it?
Yes.
God
I mean,
is...
I can continue that, but my picture's just run out, so I'll try and improvise.
Okay, no problem, man. I mean, look, we don't have to hold you up too much longer because obviously,
No, I was no.
Yeah, that's good lighting, though.
You look good. You look like Gandalf.
Man.
All right, so let's get into these. Let's get into these.
You got your Gandalf vibe going on.
Yeah, see it there? Resident Gandalf in the building. All right, so check this out. As you know, Mice Investigates. What do you think is the biggest lie known to mankind? KVS, Komarebi, says we are separate or superior or lords of nature. Over nature, sorry. And that's a really good point. Actually, that kind of bridges over to what we're talking about. The fact that we think we're supposed to control over Dominion in the way that we do. And even furthermore, now capitalize on that and make other people become our slaves in order to do this, That's quite, that's a very big lie, and it's got us to this sort of point here. Versatile DJ says that Boris Johnson is a competent prime minister. Yes, well, we all know about that. Yes. Shout out to Machiavelli. He says Detox by Dre. Yeah, all my hip-hop heads will know. That's, probably one of the biggest lies known to mankind for real. As you know Dr. Dre? Barry?
Yes,
yeah. Well, he was meant to release like his, it was going to be his last album, and it was going to be called Detox, funny enough.
Okay.
And what is it, probably 20 years later or something? It's still not out yet. So, no, I shouldn't say 20 years because he dropped the 2001, and then Detox was meant to be not long after that. But one of the biggest lies known to mankind. Yes. What else have we got? Mice Investigates. What do you think is the biggest lie known to mankind? Combined Mentals says Jesus is white, and then he's laughed. So then I was like, is he even real? He hasn't replied yet, so we'll wait for his reply on that one. Yeah. Shout out to Sophie T. Macaroni. She says money. That's the biggest lie known to mankind. And I wanted her to elaborate because when she say money, is she talking about currency or is she talking about money? Is she talking about fiat, paper that we give value to, or is she on about gold and silver, like, precious metal that will be here forever? And then she kind of elaborated a bit more and she said she thinks that the angle she's coming from is that, everyone should get food, shelter and clothing, etc. And not this whole thing about if you've got more coins or bits of paper or solid gold or berries, your life is worth less than mine. Do you know what I mean? And she's got a good point there. I guess that's the idea of capitalism, isn't it?
Human rights, man. You know what I mean? And governments, they're meant to be there to serve us, man. Do you know what I mean? It's the last thing they do, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? They just, penalize the poor over and over and over and over. Do you know what I mean? It's just like a constant fucking head game with them, isn't it?
Have you ever thought about the whole sort of going fully, it's like the get away from the legal fiction, all that, the straw man stuff?
Sorry, say that again. Sorry,
You
I
know
missed that.
the straw man business that people talk about, where you detach the living flesh from the name, from the surname, which is like owned by the government or the crown or whatever.
Oh yes, that's right. Well, you see, common law now has been so much of it has been abolished, and then there's admiral law, there's a forest law, and there's lots of things. It's something you need to look into. That is, it's yeah. I mean, the minute a baby's out the womb now, it gets injected, and it's a fucking, it's owned by the state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, where have we got as humans now to ever get to this? You know what I'm saying?
Because it seems to be quite a mission. Like I've heard, I've followed quite a few people that are into that whole thing. I'm not sure if common law is abolished. Like the way they talk is that it still stands because it's basically the law of nature. It's like do no harm, and do not, don't steal. Like basically the 10 Commandments. Yeah. So the whole idea is that law is based, like the sort of commercial law that we live in is based on the Bible, on the 10 Commandments, and then the New Testament is sort of, Jesus is meant to be the personification of the law, and so you're meant to follow him and to get out of the system, and so you're not meant to, as the heart is saying about not worshipping titles and statuses and whatnot. So we shouldn't be, whether it be like going to church or using money the way that we do, or accepting like the titles that they give us, so birth certificate, all that stuff. Then once you kind of come out of that, then you're living as you're supposed to, which is not in the system that we've obviously grown up in. And once you grow up in it, you get comfortable. And so for people to even, like we're saying, my friend's talking about, right, bruv, I'm not going to go live in some bush somewhere and try and make fires out of 2 pieces of stone. You know what I mean? Like proper caveman stuff. But yeah, so from what I've seen, there's obviously something still standing where you can sort of detach yourself from all these things. So, whether it be from people are doing like parking tickets to mortgages and all that. Stuff about owning the land and all that. Yeah.
They're giving a lot of the land away, that was there for, travellers to use, like landowners next to it have, gone into courts, paid a barrister, got a claim on it, and, got some free land,
Yeah.
So it's becoming harder now to sort of, like move about for us, like living on the road. And they're trying to impose all sorts of fucking laws, that are coming in this September or something like that they can confiscate our vehicles and all of that. They've had this ability for a long time. Whether they'll carry it out is another thing. Right? But it's a different game, isn't it? When you're living in the cities and stuff like that, you know what I mean? You're very much dependent on the grid and all of it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And food is going to be, food is getting shorter and stuff now. Do you know what I mean? We're in for a rough ride, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough ride, man. If you love your food, you better learn how to fast, bro. You lot better start learning how to fast out there. So ain't no thing about chicken's limb. What, half a chicken limb a day, boy?
Mate, Africa right now is crazy. There's no food, man, and it's just like it's mad out there. I don't know if you've seen any footage. What's going on? I can see that happening here very, very soon,
Yeah. It's a weird, I see a lot of talk about that.
Food.
Boy, we'll see, man. Hopefully.
They've introduced, something's been introduced today, and it's a new form of ID chip, vaccine passport, and it's in the NHS app.
Oh, is it?
Check Hugo Talks, man. I didn't quite get all of it, do you know what I mean? But something's happened today that's, pushed this thing in their favour.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're sneaking it in, it's just, that's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw something about that.
We're trying to be awake to it, man. It's just because when you start researching as well, man, that rabbit hole, bro, there's no bottom to it, is there? Do you know what I mean? It can drive you fucking nuts, man.
It's
It can
deeper
make
than...
you the saddest person on the planet, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and you know, I'm not doing any research at all at the moment. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know, I'm busy
Detoxing.
doing other stuff. I'm trying to find myself in this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The way I see it, the way out to the Matrix, man, is love. You know, love is it, man. You know what I mean? It's the most powerful thing we have, man.
Love is
And
the way.
love not just for us, you know, loving ourselves is an important step up, man. You know, liking who we are.
Yep. Love, man.
Yeah, man.
So,
loving our family, which we do unreservedly, and loving, you know, humankind, man. Do you know what I mean? And being kind to each other, man. There's too much hatred in the world, man. We need more love.
Don't be scared to love, mother lovers. What was you going to say,
Yeah,
Dee?
love
we got Yamor. It's always have
Yeah,
to
the
say
ma.
I can't do the Scottish voice without sounding like you're really fucking angry. So Yamor says that the biggest lie is that aliens still haven't visited Earth.
Ooh.
What do you think? What do you
She's
think?
going
What do you think,
there.
Barry?
Woof.
I think that being a flat earther, I don't believe in billions of planets out there. I think it's CGI. I mean, you know, like science, another religion to disprove religion, you know, and it's just that way it rolls. I mean, and I look at any alien form as being previous inhabitants of this planet, probably living through all those times when they made up the dinosaurs to cover it up.
Wow.
And I think this is what's happening down in the South Atlantic at the moment. You know what I mean? Down in Antarctica, they're you know, they reckon they found motherships and stuff down there, like 4 miles under the ice and stuff. You know?
Wow. That's a really good
Yeah,
point. I never thought about it like that. Like they use the dinosaurs to cover up the aliens.
You know what I mean? The only time we've ever got on with every country in the world in total secrecy, and you know, and that's been going on since the late 40s. They've been down there.
Yeah.
You know
What's going on in the South Pole?
Everyone owns the South Pole. It's the only land that nobody fights over. You know, so it's
right.
everyone's got a flag there.
It's closed off zone, man, and has been for a very, very long time.
They should give it back to
And
the
there's been some
original
amazing,
owners.
like, secret footage of stuff that's been coming out of the. Do you know what I mean? They've been excavating big cracks in the ice, and then they put these hot air balloons in by helicopters, and they hit it with some sort of sonar stuff, and it cracks the ice. And I think that's what David Attenborough sees when they fly him down there. Do you know what I mean? Oh, look, this shit is real. It's fucking, you know, look, I've seen it. You know, the penguins are fucked and all of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow, man. What the fuck have they got down there, man? What's in the South?
They found like huge alien, you know, not alien bones, you know, but big, you know, like giant bones and stuff like this. And so they found lots of small ships, other ships. And I don't know, maybe because if it all froze over, man, then there's definitely going to be a fake alien invasion.
Yeah, that's coming in it. They're saying, man. Was it Project Bluebeam?
You know, nothing gets leaked, does it, bro? You know what I mean? It's done intentionally.
Leaked is the way to say, like, hey, check this.
Obama out it, and then we got fucking Branson and bloody Bezos going up to fucking space on a dick. Did you see that rocket?
Yeah. It really did look like a dick, man. Like it's ridiculous.
So far, you know, they don't even leave lower Earth's orbit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? But do you think that's the next one now? They want kids to think that that's space now. Like, look, I'm just up here. Yeah, this is space. Like, I heard some guy, he was going, listen, when you jump.
You know, invading Cuba a little while ago, they were going to have U.S. subs on the coast of Cuba, fucking putting images of Christ in the sky, and then when everybody was on the phone, man. I was like, occupied, man. Then they were going to invade. That was actually on the card.
Man,
That was an FBI fucking hit, man. That didn't happen, like, you know what I mean?
This is nuts, man.
Yeah,
This
man.
is-
And
yeah.
space, man. Space to me is fake. Do you know what I mean? They never went to the fucking moon. That was a load of bollocks, man. That was Stanley Kubrick's best film that he couldn't take any acclaim for.
Well, you don't believe the gold foil on the rocket like that? Come on, man. You've
NASA.
you're turning a horse. What was it?
That.
You're turning a horse truck into a caravan. What was it? You're converting. You don't think they could convert some piece of shit tin? Did you see it? There's like gold foil on the ship. It's like, what the fuck?
Got to get the car up there next as well. Ain't you? You got to take a car up there, drive that around up there, have a game of golf, all sorts of stuff, just to make it look normal.
Yeah.
Get up on the moon, take a car, drive around.
Different, a different aspect of what happened on the moon. No, it's dark. It was fucking bright. There were stars. There was no stars. And some guy, Buzz Aldridge, he sparked some reporter out, didn't he, not that long ago, who asked him to swear on the Bible that and they've all done this, and nobody does it. Do you know what I mean?
All right, so
we got the reporter out.
We got a couple people have mentioned some things to do with the whole flat Earth thing. Yeah. First of all,
okay.
So Peter Lewis Kisser, shout out to Peter Lewis Kisser in the building. He said, the world ain't flat. He says he's done a parachute jump and he assures us that he saw a big curve. So how would you explain that?
I don't know. I reckon that's our peripheral vision, man. Photographs that are certainly taken, from, aeroplanes or whatever, for instance. Do you know what I mean? Like a wide camera is also a fisheye lens. You know what I mean?
Oh, because we got a curve in our eyes curved, so that's where.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I've heard that one actually. Yeah.
It's how rainbows here occur as well. Do you know what I mean? It's the inside of the firmament. That's how we get that. And also there's I don't know if you've heard of a guy called Admiral Byrd.
Yeah, I saw that Admiral Byrd. A lot of people talk about him.
Well, they were down there after they'd been to the North Pole and found the hole, and he flew his plane in and stuff like this.
But is he real though? Is he real? Because like you were saying about the leak, like people, they don't just leak anything. Like why are his videos still out?
Yeah, no, he was real. Do you know what I mean? He was he was like an admiral. Do you know what I mean? Stuff. Do you know what I mean? And they went down there, and he actually admitted to finding more land outside of the dome. And the ancients, they'd been out there as well. Do you know what I mean? And they'd mapped all this territory, vast amounts of land. And there's a rumor that the 40 trillion that went missing from the reserve in America is being used to build cities on the outside of the dome. And that Area 51 is just like a station, basically, on nuclear trains and stuff that go there at a very fast speed, and they're outside the dome fucking right now. Very interesting.
All right, and then someone else mentioned, where is the South Pole on the flat Earth? Who is it who mentioned that? I need to shout him out.
Tom Arnott.
Yeah, shout out to Tom Arnott, man. He's always got the powerful ones.
Yeah.
Say that again?
It's an ice wall around the edge. There's lots of you can see lots of photographs of this. If you sort of look up YouTube, photographs that they've taken down there of boats and crew getting off. Like, do you know what I mean? It shows the ice shelf there quite clearly.
And that's basically going.
And when Cook went around the Antarctic, yeah, he did go around it. But if you look at the amount of miles he reckons it took and what we have been told is, the dimensions, what it would be on globe models.
Wait, I'm trying to look at
miles
that.
apart.
So if it was that, then
and just about everything that you used, man, has a 666 in it, funny enough.
So he's saying he went round the Antarctic, yeah? So that means that, this shit is baffling for real.
Right around the circle.
Yeah, but if it's flat, he went round the circle like that, as opposed to round.
We have around 7 continents, do you know what I mean? And the overseas link up.
All right, so here's the baffling thing. He went round the inside.
The only time water does that is going down a waterfall. And then the minute it hits the bottom, it's level again. Water always finds its level. Every time.
Yeah, man, this shit is the never-ending saga,
isn't
it?
That traveling at over 1,000 miles an hour, you know, we'd be a little bit dizzy, and we go on a kid's roundabout and we fucking spin out. You know what I mean? Doing like 4 miles an hour.
Yeah. So IBMC says he reckons they went on the moon. We're getting the chat room is going off, man. They're asking some deep questions. They're getting into it. I know Gleam is bang on this whole flat earth thing, so he's probably got some strong words to say about this.
Oh, yeah.
What else we got? So, yeah, it's just weird as well. All right, so Gleam's saying all glasses are curved. However, the scientist with the study is David K. Lynch, and he said only high altitude jumping would notice it above 50,000 feet. So what, would notice the curve, yeah? Is that what he's saying?
I think so, yeah.
And he also says the South Pole is underneath the North Pole like a disc magnet. It's a common misconception about the flat Earth. The South Pole is underneath the North Pole. The North Pole underneath the North Pole like a disc magnet. Oh, this shit's
the North Pole's
baffling
where
as hell,
it is,
man.
you know, it's Norway, isn't it? North of it.
Yeah.
And you know, and when you see that, like Nikola Tesla, he saw it as the biggest generator ever. That, you know, it's polarizing electricity coming from the North Pole, which is what we get the aurora borealis, you know, the northern lights, and then it works as a conductor, and it goes around and makes a complete circuit through the salt water of the sea that can conduct electricity. So he saw it as, you know, the biggest generator ever. It's like a timepiece on the inside of a dome. It's like a snow dome. You know? So it sounds fucking crazy, man, but honestly, I suggest you all have a good look at it. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be something in there that's going to make you question it.
Yeah. No, I get you as well, because I had a long conversation. Funny enough, with one of our earlier guests, with Luke Hardy, I had a long conversation with him years ago about it, and we kind of, you know, and it went for a long time. But in the end, like, we both came to the conclusion where I was like, well, you can't prove that it's flat, and he was like, yeah, well, you can't prove that it's round, and I was like, shit. You got a good point, you bastard. So, yeah, we just kind of left it at that. But him saying that just made me think about how we perceive something to be proven. Like, the way what we decide is something that's proven is when people we, you know, seemingly trust have told us that this is a fact, and we believe that they're not lying to us. So, but that means that we don't actually know for certain, like 100%. But, you know, the belief is there more so than anything else. But then when you start looking at, in order for you to believe something, you have to look at the other side of it to make sure that and we don't do that. Like, they've made sure that we don't do that. And that's why I try and tell people, man.
Yeah, because we go in with our intellectual mind, and we're sort of, you know, we're intellectually arguing as we go through it, as it were, rather than, you know, go blank, if you like, you know, like if you was going into a shamanic ritual or, you know, into a meditation, you blank yourself, you know, and you take, and then, you know, you're in a better position to understand what's been said, and you don't have to take it on board and believe it, man. You can pick your baggage up on the way out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, so you know, we all got to realize that, you know, a wise man knows that they don't know it all, man. So, you know.
Exactly, man.
People don't attach emotion to it until you know for certain. So, all right, let's get some more investigations going. All right, so J-Mo, he says one of the biggest lies known to mankind is, I'll pull out, I promise. I just thought, you know, that might lighten up the mood. He says, I'll pull out, I promise. Yeah, see. Yeah, I knew you'd find that funny, man. All right, Step Horse says religions. Religions is the biggest lie known to mankind. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie, that is, you know, when you start looking around and going, yo, but who's right then? Who really is going to heaven? Someone's lying, but someone is. Do you know what I mean? Like,
there's some good stories in there, man, for sure. Do you know what I mean? But what if I was to tell you that the Quran and the Bible was probably compiled by the same people? Again, division. You know, like bankers made their dollar by funding both sides of the war, creating the war, then funding both sides of it. You know.
Except for when someone kicked out all the bankers and started his own bank, but then the whole world went to war against that person instead.
The bloody bankers. Yeah. All right. S1 Biker says, "Ooh, you like this one?" He says that we're on a spinning ball flying through space, and then he put personal perspective. I know, like, fire emojis for all you like that. Didn't want to hear that again. Yeah. Hey, what else we got? Okay. Beats by Art says, Santa, Tooth Fairy. Any lie that we spin to our children, then get pissed when they don't tell us the truth. It's mad. It's mad.
That's the first lies we're told, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what? Someone mentioned, I just want to mention this as well about the flat earth thing, because, you know, obviously I still don't, because I just don't know. Yeah. I think the only way I'll know is by me fucking traveling, you know what I mean, and seeing it or whatever. Yeah. But
for sure.
What this guy said, which really made a lot of sense to me, he said that once they've told you that this is what it is, it's a globe, but you look out and it doesn't look like that, now you'll forever be questioning yourself, because you'll always be like, I know it looks like that, but I don't know how it works, because, you know, I'm not a professional in that, so yeah, apparently it works like this. And I was like, shit, that's a good point, man, because when you just got to think about how it works intrinsically in the human psyche, and you then growing up as an adult, you've already got that in you. You don't even realize. You're already going to be listening to what people tell you and not trying to understand what they've told you.
In your subconscious already, man. And that's it. And people are frightened of standing out, you know, because cognitive dissonance, you know, is something that sort of, you know, we're all affected by it, you know. It's when, you know, try and obviously break free from it. But it's very, very difficult for people to sort of talk, I think. You know, they talk to their mates at work. You know, it's like having your first acid trip and you're fucking chatting shit for ages trying to explain, you know, how it worked or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's a fear of being different, man. Fear of being outspoken, and that holds so many people back. Do you know what I mean? And it stops us from, you know, from so many things in life, I think.
Yeah. Fear, for real. Fear is the currency of control, boy. Definitely, man.
Yeah.
All right. So,
you know, I don't give a shit. I mean, what people think about what I say. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't bother me personally. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, I'll say what I think, and you know, whatever.
I think we should all be able to do that, but it's quite hard for us to do that because people are so sort of, you know, irate and just upset about things straight away, as opposed to trying to understand what how someone else sees the world. You see how they see the world, and then you might understand them a bit more, and you might even, you know, learn something from it, or vice versa. But we all kind of get angry and it's, oh, don't start talking, stop all that, blah blah blah. And it's like, right, maybe you know, you want to calm down, just relax, and you know, there's way more going on now in the world that we should be putting that energy into, in my opinion. And man, I just hope that, you know, I know some of the people in the chat room are not sure about all of this, but for real, the bottom line is we're all different, but we're all the same. You know, we all think different, we all do this different, that different, but the bottom line is we all see the world and perceive the world through our senses, through the same senses, and, you know, all these things that are similar, which means that we should kind of at least respect each other on that level, and as opposed to become attached to anything that they oppose or whatever, you just try and understand it, and you go, okay, that's you. All right, I don't need to chat to you then, or do you know what I mean? It's that sort of thing, as opposed to because it's non-stop then, retaliation, man. Shout to Starborn7. You lot don't want to hear this. He says, God and Satan personified, and the concept of heaven and hell being something outer rather than inner, and can only explain in death, lies. I always wanted to be a cartoon character, like evil voice, but so I used to practice in that when I was taking a shit. I don't know why I put that out there, but you know, as we're speaking realness, that's what I used to do. But yeah, he's got a point there. Obviously, theology is one of our favourite subjects.
Gleam says the biggest lie ever is that Ghost Dog is worth watching at least once.
I ain't gonna sit here and let you take the piss out of Forrest Whitaker like that, bro. I can't do that, bro. Yeah, Ghost Dog was a bit of a letdown, though. He ain't lying. He's not. He's not lying, man. Yep. See, Yamar. Everyone's blood and bones are the same color.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
we can procreate.
There's 4 different blood types.
We can, as long as you can procreate, there's some similarities. There's some. If you can't, then fuck off out of my fucking neighborhood. You, yeah.
Exactly.
Did you see in the news recently that chimpanzees have just started randomly attacking gorillas?
Is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
What, in the
Chimpanzees
jungles?
just started randomly attacking gorillas.
How did they? Why did they put that in the
Well,
news?
they say it's random, but we don't know what they all get up to. They might have fucking fallen out. We don't know. We don't know. They might have fallen out. Chimpanzees might have just had enough of gorillas.
Yeah.
What do you lot reckon? King of the jungle, lion comes through. He's like, bruv, you lot better calm the fuck down before I just yam the shit out of you, boy. This is my shit right here.
We don't know. They don't know. Science doesn't know. They're telling us that there's just these random attacks. They're saying, "Oh, it's just."
So what? How did they find out about these? Like, how are they even? Are they sitting there watching the gorillas and chimpanzees go, "Yo, let's follow"?
They found a gorilla lying on the floor, injured, and they said, "Who done this to you?" And he went, "Chimpanzees."
And he went, "Chimp."
Charles Darwin.
Charles Darwin. Mine was
Yeah,
just
I
there.
don't know how they done it. I don't know how they knew that's what's going on.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. They're not watching them all the time. They
Yeah,
might
it's
have
like, how the
fallen
fuck
out
did they-
when you weren't watching them.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, lack of food.
Who
Mr. Green saying lack of food. So what? Chimpanzees? Because I know there's certain chimpanzees that eat chimpanzees,
They'll go
isn't
for
it?
they'll go for meat. Yeah.
It's like chimp on chimp crime.
Chimp on chimp.
And then they might have been like, yo, bruv, that's a big piece of meat there. Look, if enough of us gang up on it. But the worst thing is they left the car, like, it sounds like they left quite a big piece of gorilla there.
You'd have to leave something for them to know that they're fighting each other, surely. Unless someone was just walking about doing their business in the jungle and then they just suddenly see some gorillas. See some chimps attacking a gorilla. And they're like, what's going on there? And some other chimps are like, fucking gorillas.
They're getting hungry, boy. Lockdown is fucked up. They're like, bruv, this lockdown is harsh. Like, we ain't getting no visitors.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're not getting any tourists.
Yeah, no
so
tourists.
They need to rip the chimps. The chimps are used to ripping the faces off tourists. So,
jeez.
Yeah.
Yo, Barry. So I think we should wrap this up now. We've had a good, really interesting chat, and I'm wondering if you'd be up for doing it again. You know.
Man. Yeah, definitely, man.
We got to do a section like Ask the Elders.
yeah,
You know
that's a
what
good
I mean?
idea.
Yeah, Ask the Elders, and we'll have a bunch of questions for you.
Those of us who are left.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. You know what I mean? That's what we're supposed to be doing that. We didn't know that. They didn't fucking tell us that as we're growing up, and we end up putting all our folks in old people's homes or just not bothering to visit them no more. We didn't realize. That's why we're lost now. People are like, yo, how do I tie my shoelaces again?
In whole Europe for this shit, man. You know what I mean? They look after their elders everywhere, man. You know.
Yeah. All my brethren's like, say, Portuguese. The Moroccans do it like they have a family home. They have a family home where there's like a bunch of people living there with Madre, with grandma. Like that's as opposed to them being on their own. Like, yo, no, don't give a fuck about me. What the fuck's wrong with you, lot? So yeah, man.
Pay they to those who raised them, man. Do you know what I mean? It's common sense to me.
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
but bless, man.
You know,
really.
You know, it's just a front for so many things, isn't it? You know, you fucking work all your life, man, through sickness and whatever, and then you get a pittance of a bloody pension. You know, if you haven't bothered saving anything, do you know what I mean? Which most people haven't. Do you know what I mean? You've just about paid for your house, and then you get ill, man. So they bung you in there, and then the house goes back in, and it's just business, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mammon.
I'm glad I didn't do that shit, man. I'm glad I don't feel ripped off, you know.
Boy, see it there. And there's a bunch of people that do, man. Stuck in it.
Oh,
but yeah, man, it's been really good chatting to you, though, bro.
It's been nice talking to you too, man. Honestly,
we'll do it again,
pleasure,
man.
Bro.
Thank you for spending the time with us.
I had a late one last night, you know.
Ah,
We've had another late one tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cheers,
Wicked,
Barry.
man. Thanks a lot, Barry, man. That's Barry O. We need to get the claps going. Yeah. And he did his own lighting as well.
He did his
halfway
own
through.
lighting,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? People got to... Bless up, man. Cheers for that, bro. Yeah, man. That was Barry O right there, one of the elders. That's it. He's involved, man. Ask the elders. In my opinion, all you lot, start chatting to the elders when you can. You know what I mean? Get the knowledge you can whilst you can. They ain't going to just take away the food that you grow and the food that you eat. It's the mental food as well. You know what I mean? And they're the only ones. It's either the elders or the books, and you lot don't want to read shit. So you better start asking the elders, man. Yeah, that was really fun, man. And shout out to SYMNNKNA Piff as well for hooking that up. That's his pops for mother lovers that didn't know. So yeah, and appreciate you lot asking the deep questions. Chat room is always on point, man. Like, I really enjoy some of the stuff that I hear from you lot because it's eye-opening, you know, and I think we all need that. Like I was saying, conversations need to start happening, and real conversations as well, not just like, yeah, so you good, bruv? Yeah, I'm good, fam, yeah. All right, bless. So I'll go on with my man. Which man? You know my man from up the road? Oh, my man, yeah, he's good still, fam, he's good. Ah, bless. You know, like after, like, what was you lot chatting about? I don't even know, bro. I don't even know, man. So let's see what else people have been saying, because I missed some of the chat. Yeah, so yes, humans have definitely been exploited, that's for sure. Shout out to everyone in the building. Salute, Dukes Peasy. Yes, I'm up for that, man. Of course, food for the brain, I'm up for that, bruv. Definitely. Shout out to Brixton, London. We shouted out Peter, innit? Peter Lewis Kisser, Chris Lahat, Yamor, of course. Yeah. But some of you were mentioning some shit that was quite interesting. Okay, so Chris was talking about the passports, innit? Something about the
NHS.
Chris, or was it?
He was saying about the NHS taking your selling your personal data on from September onwards, and you have to opt out of it. And if you don't opt out of it, then they're just going to go ahead and put your stuff out there so that they can make all sorts of weird decisions with your data.
Yeah, I heard that it's like within the last 10 years or something if you've been there.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well,
so if you ain't been there,
that's
you
not
know
me
what I mean?
then.
Yeah, me neither. So, like, you know, what happens? I guess if you're like, no, I don't want them to make money off of my name, they're already doing it anyway. But I guess if you feel that way, then whatever with opting out. But yeah, I'm wondering what the big deal is with that exactly. And is it like, you know, the worry to do with them switching over to more of an American style healthcare system? Is it maybe that's involved, and then the whole marketing thing? I don't know, but bruv, emergencies only. Emergencies only. We can look after ourselves. Your human body is amazing. Like, we still don't understand it. That's how amazing it is. And they'll make up as much as they can, but it's up to us to really find out about what the best things to do to keep ourselves healthy. For everybody, it's a bit different as well. It's not the same thing for everyone, because we are, in that sort of sense, we are different. We've grown up with different foods, and, you know, so there's all that sort of stuff that you really need to think about anyway. But, yeah, I don't know. This opt-out is like, yeah, if you do it, are you consenting in any way? If you go, yeah, I'm opting out, here's my click or here's my signature, is there some form of consent in that way? Do we know or not, you know? There's things we got to look at just to make sure, I guess. But yeah, don't worry too much, mother lovers, but just don't rely on them bitches and bitchettes. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but yeah, we're not supposed to. We just grown up thinking we do. And yeah, I'm still not, you know, I don't know whether the earth is flat or round. Like, I'm happy saying I don't know, because there's so much information out there. And you don't know, regardless of what it looks like, it's still art that's on a screen that's, you know, can be manipulated in a way. And until you see it with your own eyes, man, you just be cool with saying you don't know. I don't know. It's okay, man.
If what you're doing works on a flat earth or around Earth,
Yeah.
then what difference does it
yeah,
make?
yeah. It's true, man. It's true.
If if you playing computer games doesn't make any difference to the flat Earth or the round Earth, then it don't matter.
Yeah.
That's it, really. If you just sitting in your bedroom ordering takeaway pizzas, has no effect on either of those Earths.
Yeah.
Then you'll be all right, I think. You know, it doesn't matter if you don't know. You're not going to have to go to space to see either one or not space.
Yeah. It's like, man, just live. Just live your life,
exactly.
man.
Yeah.
Like, it is really, I find it really interesting because it's like, fucking hell, could they lie that badly? But then when you get to the point like, oh, man, I can't actually physically 100% for myself confirm either or. So, boy, I'm still stuck. I'm stuck in the same land, whatever it is. Whether it's curved or it's flat, I'm still here.
It's still
man.
a prison, and I'm still stuck here. So,
Do you know what I mean? All right, so couple man then, what is it? Okay, these lot are going on about gravity. Tom Arnott says they already are using your data. They're opening it up to more research, quote unquote, research companies soon. Hence the chance to opt out before then. Whole thing is dodgy as fuck. So yeah, if it's that sense of research as in, oh, this person's got this and that, maybe we can make sure that they get advertisements that make them feel like they might be coming on with and then, you know, maybe if it's that stuff, then yeah, it's pretty dark.
just shouldn't be
Even
using
better,
the NHS.
yeah, even better, if that stuff bothers you, which you shouldn't let it, because that's not what, you know, you make yourself ill by watching all that shit and reading it and then thinking, oh, no. Yeah, don't watch it. You'll be cool, man. Like, everyone can look after them. So
Gleam-
how the fuck are we here?
Gleam-
How are we even here if that's not
Gleam
the case?
said you don't get spherical pizzas, though.
It's spherical. Yo, when I look at the moon, it's spherical. You know what I'm saying?
You could sit around and eat balls of cheese, though, Gleam, to be fair. You could have an Edam, sit around at home with a ball of Edam.
Cheese balls. Hey, man, y'all got any more cheese balls, man? So Nicole Kisser, shout out to Nicole Kisser, says, you will see it with your own eyes one day and you don't have to go to space to see it. Woo! See it there? You don't have to go to space. All right, you lot are going in now. Mr. Green says it's deeper than that, Mike. Break it down, bruv. Break it down. Yo, shout to IBMCs, by the way, man. Good to see, man, them in the building. Who else is there? I saw a couple other names. I was like, oh, shit. We're trying to do this every Wednesday, mother lovers. The shit you might not never know nothing about. Myself, Mice Diggy, with my co-host, Dan DNA, holding down the boards. You know what I mean? We're keeping it special for you. We got one other update, hopefully next week should be happening. I lie? Something, you know what I mean? More to add to it. But we're 10 episodes deep. You know what I mean? You lot can go to the beginning, see how raggo it was. Because we didn't give a fuck about all of that. We felt like it was time. It's time to get out there and start talking, get the community going, get people chatting. Obviously, we're going to get people from the scene, but I don't want it to just be that. This is a hip-hop show, but you know what? Hip-hop is about so many different things, man. And I think it's important that we don't feel afraid to talk about these different things. Don't worry about what people think, man. That's the bottom line. So wait, you lot are going in on this whole spherical thing, yeah? Yo, it's spherical. Gleam says, everything without human life on is spherical. Is factually correct. What are you going to do about it? Okay. What, is Gleam a round earther now? I thought he was a flat earther, man. Yeah, I'm baffled now. All right. I know, maybe he's quoting somebody. I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting, man. We don't know. Cambridge Analytica, yeah, Mr. Green, we know what you're talking about. I'm interested. It's funny because Mr. Green, sometimes I wonder whether he's like fully in or not, but the Cambridge Analytica thing is really interesting. And even the interesting link to that is like the woman that started off the idea for us to clap on a Thursday, she worked for like a Dutch version, I think it is. You might correct me if I'm wrong, but a Dutch version of Cambridge Analytica. And so she wasn't even from here. She was just in the offices that were over here, you know, their offices here. So it's interesting that she started that off. And then when you look at the dynamic of what's been going on, you know, behind the curtain, it's like, wow, dark, dark, dark. Mother lovers. But yeah, man, big up to everyone. You're more. I heard the cakes kicked in. That's good to hear. You know what I mean? Riding that wave right now. You know when the cakes kicked in, boy. It's like, yes, you can't feel her legs. That's it. You can't get up. You're like, rah. When that happens, man, when the numbness goes up to your throat, where it's like your whole body, you're like yo. And then those little sweats come on. You're like, yo, am I going to be all right? Oh, I need that. And you get the dry mouth that, yo, I need some water. Man, the whiteys. Can you remember your first ever whitey?
Yeah.
Yeah, same here, man. I think I was like 14 or something like that.
Probably about the same, yeah.
And I did like chalice, but it was hash.
Hash, it was hash.
Probably something like,
yeah,
man, it was like Rocky. Hash, chalice, like that. And then I was like, I think it was at some party or something like that. Yeah. And it was raining
in the
outside.
park.
Yo, the whitey came on. I was like, yo. And we were outside by this time. And it was like, first of all, I just felt like a beating on my chest like that. Dum, 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 dum. I was like, whoa. And then I had to go and sit down, like, and everyone was laughing at me. I'm sitting on the curb, on the street curb. And then, like, I touched my chest, and then it went like boom round and went bam, 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 bam on my forehead. I was like, yo. And then, like, it started raining and that. And because I had the dry mouth, my mouth was so dry, I was just like,
a chicken.
filtered water, boy. You know what I mean? I got, no. I was twisted. I was like, there's the water. Woo. Yo, that's where you're blazed. I was blazed, boy. I think that was my first ever one. Probably before that, I had one, but yeah. I think that's the one that hit the hardest, where it's like, wow. And what I noticed, when you have a whitey, your level of, you can handle a bit more green. Like, like you step up a level. It's like, nah, right now, man would have stopped blazing, but bro, I'm still going. Like, it's like you're going passing through.
Right. So you think you break some kind of hymen of white hymen?
Yeah. Definitely. You keep popping. Yeah. And cherries keep popping as you go up. The more you go in. Yo, big up to the crew in the chat room. Ken F, one love, bruv. Who else is there? There's a few heads that I haven't seen before, man, and it's good to see. We're about to get out of here. What time is it? Yeah, it's coming up to midnight. I know some of you lot got work. Do you know what I mean? So you don't want to take up too much of your time.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. Stay tuned for more of some shit you might not never know nothing about. We want to thank you lot for tuning in. Shout to your more. IBMCs, Nicole Kisser. You know.
We've got Peter Lewis Kisser and Nicole Kisser. They're married. Are they kissing? Are they KISSER in a tree or something? And them two, are they?
Yeah, I like
a couple.
You clocked that. Scene. Yeah, boy. I'm telling you, man, it was an interesting time getting blazed like that. You know? Like, it really made me realize you got to take it easy. Take it easy, mate. You know what I mean? You can't go in too much. Like, that's all of you lot. Like, whatever you do, just take it easy, man. Don't go in too hard. You know what I mean?
Whatever you do, don't go in too much.
Yeah. But yo, thank you for tuning in. This has been my Stiggy, Dan DNA.
Yeah.
Some shit you might not never know nothing about. Shout to Barrio, our special guest.
Well, they are married. The Kissers. The Kisser.
It's the Kissers. See?
Yeah. That's good. We got a couple in here. That's good.
We got them right in the Kisser. All right, that's a first, isn't it?
Yeah.
We popped our couple cherry. Yeah. Let's get put some cherries in the comments for that, man. Cherries. Let's see some cherries out there. And someone throw a pop every now and again.
Yeah, some cherries and a wedding cake for the couple.
Woo. Shout out to Chris Lahat.
Right.
Yeah, so let's look more into that whole opt-in, opt-out business, because if it's best we do it, then we should do it for sure. But yeah, see it there, Peter Lewis Kisser. He knows it's the surnames. That's how we clocked it. Bless up, man. Thanks for tuning in, mother lovers. Shit you might not never know nothing about, and we're out. Bitches.